to spoon, you ain't know. If the children crying for starvation, just to spoon. You want to get a news update, brother, to spoon. You want to know what is happening, Morocco, to spoon. Politicians want to make their decision, just to spoon. You want to know what's happening in the ministry, to spoon. Yeah, to spoon. Yeah, to spoon. You from Funjema.
Okay, we see representative staffers here have also blocked the road, like what happened at the Senate. What exactly is happening? What the information for the angle of the leadership of the House? I understand you are a member of them.
As the staffers who block the road.
According to them, they need an extra city benefit.
But I did not block the road.
Yeah, so what do you know about that? You are a leader in the Senate, in the mini House.
But being a leader, no staffers of the House of Representatives have ever come to me to inquire as what is happening co-chair on this other administration. So nobody has asked me. I have had the opportunity to speak to some of the leaders, some of the staffers of the House of Representatives. We have exerted all efforts. Once, when it comes from the executive, that meant for the special sitting, then definitely everybody will have it.
How do you see the action by the staffers?
Do you think it's necessary?
No, I don't believe that it's necessary because it is very, very important for us to understand what is obtaining here. At no point in time, money has been paid for staffers, and then the staffers did not give their money. Yeah, never happened.
What is central administration doing to address it?
As far as I know, requests are made to the finance ministry, and that effort is being extended to ensure that even certain lawmakers who were called by have not got a single cent. So for anybody to insinuate that lawmakers receive benefit of special sitting and they try to deprive their staffers, I think it's disingenuous, it's completely erroneous, and business. People are doing it out of ignorance and maybe being influenced by a substance of bad governance. I think that's just what's happening.
You're not sounding negotiable like in the case of what happened.
No.
Don't you think there's a need for negotiation? These people, they are claiming extra sitting benefit.
There is no point of negotiation because your just benefit, you are not being denied. If you are denied of your just benefit, then now people, when you stage demonstration, it is a point of negotiation. For me, who here.
So the Senate staffers have finally agreed to remove the roadblock. Calm has been restored here for the negotiation by Senator Kanga Lawrence. The Senate is expected to close today. What is not clear as to whether the confirmation hearings and subsequent confirmation or denial of President Weah's nominee is going to take place. But let's watch and see what happens. Yeah. So the roadblock has finally been removed. Calm has been restored here at the Capitol building. Okay, we see representative.
So, as you know, the legislature, that's the 54th legislature, will be ending its session today, and on the 15th of January, the new legislature, which is the 55th legislature, is going to take its seat, and there will be a ceremony here. And so senators who were voted out, representatives who were voted out, have been holding out stationaries and other furnitures from their offices. And so as you can see here, this senator or this individual is Senator Marsha Dennis, who got voted out
by the people of Grievances County. He's moving his things away from the building. You can see the desk has already been placed in the speaker truck, and the chairs are also been placed there. You see the guys enlisting that chair. So Senator Marshall Dennis of Grievances County, who got defeated by Okay, we see representative staffers here have also blocked the road, like what happened at the Senate. What exactly is happening? What the information from the angle of the leadership of the House? I understand you are a member of that.
You need to ask the staffers who blocked the road.
According to them, they need an extra safety benefit.
But I did not block road.
Yeah, so what do you know about that? You are a leader. You are a leader in the Senate, in the mini House.
But being a leader, no staffers of the House of Representatives have ever come to me to inquire as what is happening co-chair on Judicial and administration. So nobody has asked me. I have had opportunity to speak to some of the leaders, some of the staffers of the House of Representatives, that we have exerted all efforts. Once money comes from the executive that's meant for the special sitting, then definitely everybody will have it.
How do you see the action by the staffers?
Do you think it's necessary?
No, I don't believe that it's necessary because it is very, very important for us to understand what is obtaining here. At no point in time, money has been paid for staffers, and then the staffers did not give their money. It had never happened.
What is central administration doing to address it?
As far as I know, requests were made to the finance ministry, and that effort is being exerted to ensure that even certain lawmakers who were called by have not gotten a single cent. So for anybody to insinuate that lawmakers receive benefits of special sitting and they try to deprive their staffers, I think it's disingenuous, it's completely erroneous and baseless. People are doing it out of ignorance and maybe being influenced by a substance of bad governance. I think that's just what's happening.
You're not sounding negotiable like in the case of what happened.
No.
Don't you think there's a need for negotiation? These people, they are claiming extra certain benefit.
There is no point of negotiation because your just benefit, you are not being denied. If you are denied of your just benefit, then now people, when you stage demonstration, it is a point of negotiation. For me, who here, I have been here for more than 10 days. I have not gotten a single cent. Should I go to the mansion? Should I go to the president's office to go demonstrate? Now, when they have informed us that they are going to pay, we wait for the time.
Yes, I, a special one from the CEO, stand coming with the spoon. And your boy, Friday the Southern Band, charges on the beat.
Told the spoon to get your information. Told the spoon to be part of our discussion. Spoon television. Spoon radio station.
Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Liberia. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Monrovia. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Africa. Just to spoon, you will know. If the children crying for starvation, just to spoon. You want to get a news update, my brother, to spoon. You want to know what is happening, Moravia, to spoon. Politicians want to make their decision, just to spoon. You want to know what happening in the ministry.
Okay, Tunto Spoon, you want to know what's happening in the ministries, in the agencies. Of course, the different activities across the country. Of course, this is where to tune in to Spoon to get authentic information about the happenings across Liberia. I'd like to say welcome to the program tonight. Sorry. So, welcome to the program tonight. This is the late night show, the late night politics on Spoon. We are here again live on Spoon 107.5 FM, Fabric 101.1, Super 95.5, and a host of other radio stations across the country. And yes, my name is Nelson Colette. This edition of the show promises to be great. Lots of things to talk about. We are going to be in conversation today with the director of the Liberia National Fire Service. And yes, and a lot more coming up. We have some other very interesting issues to highlight here today as well as we get going. To move on talking about the different issues that we want to talk about here tonight. So welcome. Share the program as you come on. We appreciate if you were to just share the show. If you're following via the Facebook, YouTube, share the program. Let's have a great conversation here tonight. Well, let me go across now to bring in the team. Yes, let me bring in the team. Let me bring in Moba Zokia. Moba, thanks for joining us. It's good to have you. But what did you do with your setup, Moba? Moba. Something about this setup today. I mean, your lighting, your camera quality, everything is just good. Even
really?
Moba.
I'm not home.
No. Oh, you're not home.
Yeah, I'm not home.
But then you have to leave home. You have to. Let me say welcome to Amy. Amy, welcome to the show. It's good to have you on tonight.
The missionary bazooka.
Thank you, Nelson. Hi, Moba.
How you doing, Amy? How you doing?
The only thing that constant about Amy that they need Amy. 1 minute we see missionary, 1 minute we see martial territory. The other day
we change our to missionary bazooka. We take the bazooka from what her name?
But the other day she put bazooka there. You didn't take notice. Oh, was it Sylvester Johnson that put the bazooka? No, but somebody put bazooka there before.
It was Sylvester. Well, my uncle Sylvester.
Sylvester put bazooka. It was Sylvester.
Steve said Marshall territory. Steve.
I will let Marshall in America. Not the one people buy from. Not a Marshall.
Do you
Liberia, baby. Liberia. Marshall. My daddy used to say Marshall territory. I believe my daddy. None of y'all.
Okay.
Do you know the history of Marshall territory? Anyway.
Is that what the show is about? Steve, please can tell them.
Maybe they don't give a brief history.
No, I'm not a historian actually.
Oh.
I had a, but why is Francis eating profusely? Look at the guy. The spoon stick. I dare you, that guy, don't put the spoon up. You heard the play song, right? Did you hear the play song?
I will not laugh. I was about to say, one doesn't see me eating it, but I'm not eating with spoon. I'm eating Pringle. Okay? So now you spoon.
You confess. You don't tell no evidence.
I tell you, you have to believe it, man. You see? But it's good to have you on tonight.
Thanks, bro. What's up, Amy? What's up, Moba? How you guys doing?
Hey.
Yeah, so let me bring in
No, Stan said you're looking fresh tonight.
Yeah. I told Moba, right? I said the man background is setting, his lighting, everything. It's just good.
Remember, I moved out of the house for the show.
Yeah, man, remains the way he is. Anytime he wants to don't mind that man. Anyway, let's leave that one. But welcome to the show, Prince. It's good to have you on.
How you doing, ladies and gentlemen?
We're good, bro.
Yeah. Prince. Mr.
Hey, what's up, Secretary General? Shirley.
Shirley, welcome to the show.
But why Shirley don't come? She busy?
Share the world, come on. Share the world inside unit.
Somebody knows about Marshall Territory. What is it? Y'all need to listen to the Liberian people.
Wow, the president said Marshall Territory is a present day Lower
Marshall.
Thank you, sir, for telling
No,
them.
no, no, no.
They don't know anything. They
And the
want.
Marshall are in America. They plug and go shopping.
Nah,
You see?
No, no, no. The men aren't telling you anything new, man.
I'm talking about Liberia, my man.
Thank you, Minister.
Yeah, I got family in Marshall.
I bet you want.
Yeah, man, but
I own property there.
you know, and Marshall Territory is a great place. It's a very beautiful place.
I know. People are running to my hometown now.
But it's good to be
even
here
though
tonight.
I haven't been there.
Oh.
Oh, I'm not supposed to say that.
She doesn't stay in the Gary.
No, but I mean, it doesn't mean because you've not been there, it ain't mean that's your hometown. I mean, it's obvious you tell people that's your hometown, and one of these days you go back because you want a good government in place that you get your back home. So I mean, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, so it's good to be here tonight. We're gonna get our guests coming on and all of that, but lots of things happening in the country. Last evening we had a great show. Officer Harding was able to join us, and he was able to give his own side of the story with respect to what the police spokesman let out to the public versus what he knows, what the true story is from his perspective. He was able to tell us, and then but some of the updates here is that Officer Atma Harding, who appeared yesterday on the show, as we speak, he has been threatened dismissal today. Information filtering in is that the officer has been reached by hierarchies of the Liberian National Police, or let me say the IG, and he's been told that he's been threatened dismissal that today is the 10th of January here in Liberia. I think it's the 9th in other parts of the world, that he's going to be dismissed today. And a lot of you followed the show last night. Can we all mute? I'm getting a terrible feedback. Okay, I think it was, yeah. Thank you, Francis. So following all of what happened, following the incident, the Queen Johnson situation, Officer Harding has been threatened dismissal. He's gonna be he has been told that he will be dismissed today. And now, aside from that, the officer has said that, and I think he went into that briefly yesterday, that as we speak, he's not sleeping at home. He's feeling insecure. There's high level of insecurity that he's experiencing right now. He has been told on numerous of occasions that several unmarked vehicles have been going after him. And at the moment, when you listen to Officer Harding and you get to listen to Queen Johnson, there's some sort of similarity with respect to what the both individuals are going through right now. He said that he was just trying to intervene as a police officer. He was trying to restore calm once he saw that there was some sort of tension, and then he saw the need that, okay, so since I'm a police officer, I can move in here, I can intervene and all of that. But the situation has turned the other way, and that his job is on the line. That's the first thing. His job is on the line. His life, his security is on the line. His family is on the line. Everything about him right now is on the line. He doesn't sleep at home. He communicates. Even up to the time he spoke with us last night, he was communicating from an unknown, an unusual, an undisclosed destination. So this is where we are with this thing. We're gonna get our guests coming on and stuff like that. But I just want you guys to wait in your thoughts on this thing. Where are we headed? Where do you think this entire thing is leading to? Okay, so let's hear from you, Moba.
Thank you. First of all, I want to know the police ethic. I will try to go through it because if there was no investigation and that disrupting, I think it would be, I don't know if it would be against the law or against the police ethic or something. But I think it should be like something like investigation going on. Maybe they should open an investigation where they will call him, invite him. But he said he afraid because he understand that for the past time, you see a lot of cars, black car people coming around his residence, and people calling him, telling him that his life have been on the line. But there's a lot that we're talking about, right? Under this regime, under this government, a lot of people experience the same thing. And when you're not in that situation, when people saying that, you won't believe it. You understand? That same police officer, although before, people used to say the same, maybe he used to believe it, but now he's in his shoe. You understand? So it's something that is rampant. As long as you're against this government, even, right? That take it this way, right? Even he helped Quinn Johnson, right? Maybe trying to escape. According to his explanation last night, he went to ease this detention. He carried stability, among the crowd. Like he tried to put things in order because he wanted for the escalate. But then, end of the day, all finger pointing at him that he was a mastermind for Queen Johnson to escape.
But looking at things from a very independent standpoint, do you think it was right for the officer to have gone on that scene to interfere? A lot of there are some who would say that he wasn't on duty. In fact, he was in clean clothes or what. Do you really think it was okay for him to have gone on the scene to try to restore calm, despite he wasn't on duty?
Police duty, more especially that comes to the law enforcement era, right? They have no day off. As my brother alluded yesterday, a friend said, "Look, let me tell you, they get one detective in the country. He retired. They call him what his name? John Kenda. I think so. I know he read about him or something. I know friends, if you know about John Kenda, if you follow his step, right? John Kenda used to be in his bedroom about to sleep. He got about to sleep, and then a phone will ring. He got to go out to go investigate cases. So when it comes to the law enforcement era, I think even when you're off duty, if you see something that's not right, you got to intervene. You got to get some stability. So I think from my perspective, right, I think he was not wrong. He was not in the wrong. He did it based on the police ethic. He did it based on the law enforcement ethic.
Yeah, go ahead. Just conclude.
Yeah, where my concern is because the story he explained last night, people, people who are on the scene, I think we need more witness to come in, people who are on the scene probably to get out on the story, because Queen Johnson said it was not him who facilitated her escape. She said it and was clear. And now the spokesman coming out and threatening him that they're about to disrupted from the police.
But this time around, it's not just from the sportsman, Moba. The level at which the communication is from the IG himself. All right. Now that's why if you listen to this to the Officer Harding, he was saying that part of the reason why he have not gone back to the central police station is the way the call came in. Usually there's a chain of command. All right. So if there's an issue with the way he went about his assignment, his duty, or what have you, the call or that intervention should come from his immediate supervisor. But instead of coming from his immediate supervisor or whatever, the call came from all the way up, the boss himself, the police IG. Not just that the call came from all the way up there, but then the next thing is that the tone, the anger, the unprofessionalism, according to him, everything associated with the way the instruction was given, that then got him very uncomfortable.
Yeah,
And then also,
you know, yeah.
we're gonna come back to you, Moba. But let's
All
hear
right.
from Francis. Francis, is there any way that Officer Harding can get out of this situation? You think there's any way he can get out of it? Maybe try to iron things up, or is there any way this issue can be resolved? Looking at how far it has come.
I mean, it will be resolved. I mean, unfortunately, we find ourselves in a situation wherein, especially in our country, the level of unprofessionalism or like corruption is not only financial corruption. The system is bad to the point that if you, the Moba said, a police officer is fearing for his life just because he show up. And one thing I thank God for the new age of social media, I believe there will be a lot of little pieces of videos that will come out from that particular incident. So we will be able to put pieces together down the line. But the fact that he's saying that the first call he received, it was accusatory, pretty much accusing him of doing something as opposed to inquiry, like asking questions as to what happened. This is what we heard. Is this true? Can you come in? Like in the US, I don't know if it's in the guy internal affairs. Internal affairs can set that brother down and investigate him, investigate his action. You see, you can investigate. But it seems like on his part,
so they already have it. It's called the Professional Standard Division there at the Liberia National Police. They have something like that, you know.
Okay, but if they have that,
the police officers,
then they should be more concerned about gathering evidence and find out, because there's a big deal to be accused. A police officer be accused, especially high-ranking officer, be accused of aiding and abetting a fugitive. That's a huge deal. So you don't just take it lightly. Then, and also alleged by Queen last night that police, what's the guy named? Moses Carter, police spokesperson Moses Carter was at the club, alleged by Queen. It's yet to be verified, but if it can be proven, and then his report as though he was receiving second-hand information, that is not good, because if you're a high-ranking officer that is on the scene, you should be able to get first-hand information. You may not have a 360 bird's eye view of the entire incident, but if you're on the scene, speak that you were there, I saw Queen, and I made a phone call and stuff like that. But he's making it seem as though somebody else told him. So now, no, we can't say, oh, Agna is speaking the truth, or he's not. But they should be professional enough. The police force should be well-trained people, not rush to judgment people. If you just
just conclude on that note. Let me move to Emmy.
Right, because if you dismiss the officer, what incentive does he have to come in to present himself so that you can hear his side of the story?
And the dismissal is the next thing now. And information is that today, the 10th of January, Officer Atma Harding is going to be dismissed by the police IG. Now, I mean, let's hear from you. In the midst of everything that's happening, we know you're talking about the police. They have their own way to go about it, dealing with situations of such nature. Can you guys mute? Let's have, okay. Francis. No, but then I think it's from you. Is there anything?
What are you hearing? What are you hearing?
There's a feedback. Okay, but do you see politics in any way associated with all of what is going on here?
Okay, thank you, Nelson. First of all, I want to say hi, Lorena. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Mason. Thank you, Mr. Sandhu. I appreciate you guys. But yeah, with the dismissal thing, I think they're rushing into things. They should wait and try to have this guy to come in. Okay, I think they probably watched this show.
Yeah.
And at some point, and they know what he said. Still, being a good leader, after you've seen your officer saying something like that, I think that the least you can do is to try to, calm things down. If you don't mean any harm, if he's thinking any wrong, saying that, oh, he's feared for his life because of that, and you don't mean any harm, you should try to calm things down and get him to come in. And investigation needs to be done. And yes, you can investigate him because he's on the run. He's like he said, he feared for his life. Then again, you can't dismiss him like that because he's not there. You don't know the truth. You just hearing hearsay, they say, or whatever he said, and the other side. So it's kind of a tricky situation that he should he. I don't think they should just go ahead and dismiss him like that. It doesn't sound like a
Okay.
proper procedure. I don't know what that procedures are, but I don't think it sounds like one. So they should wait, calm the situation, and do an investigation. Like everybody have already said, like Officer Hans said it today, and I think the same thing. Well, Steam said that you can't investigate somebody when they're on the run. Yeah, that's why you
But
try to
is
calm the
it really
situation
on
and
the
get them
run?
in.
Has it gotten to that stage? Has it gotten to that point where
Well, he
the
said it last night.
people
They're saying he's gonna if he's in hiding, if he's not at his house, and if they see him unknown trucks, pick a truck, this is kind of like a pattern, right? For this government, everybody, it happens to everybody whenever somebody going against them. This is what I see. People telling them to do bad to them. Like what happened to the guy from the Capitol building, Charles Brown. Someone was telling him because he's in the throw petrol bomb in his car. So in Liberia these days, some of this government is like a gangster paradise. Everybody's just doing their own thing, and they would get away with it because if you don't see anybody, nobody was there to have a video. It's just a for nothing kids. So you have to be careful with your life, even though maybe you may not do anything. But if you fear for your life, you fear for your life because you know the country you live in. So I
Okay.
don't. Yeah,
Now,
the only thing you can do is to de-escalate the situation and get the guy to come in, not to escalate by you are being dismissed. Being dismissed for what? He said, even though what we heard our security friend saying, Stain and Officer Hans, that he's supposed to have gone to the police station to make a statement after he went and calmed the situation, and he
okay.
did not. So when that happened, this is what he said. He was supposed to go there the next day or whatever when he started getting those calls and threatening messages and stuff. So I guess that's what kept him from doing it. So the whole thing here is, I see what's stopping the whole thing is that the leadership needed to play out and de-escalated the whole situation. You heard a guy on the show or whatever you hear, you hear him saying he's scared for his life. So that's I think that's the only thing you can do in order to get him in. You can't just go ahead and say, "Oh, he's dismissed." You can't do that. But hey, that's Liberia, so anything can happen.
Yeah, let's hear from you, Prince. We have to make a quick transition. I'm still trying to get our guests connected. But Prince, you are a security officer, and you might know much about this than all of us on set here. The way this whole thing is playing out from one stage to another, from an officer who is off duty but saw a situation and decided to go and restore calm, to now being an officer who is on the run, and now information filtering in is that he's about to be dismissed based on his involvement. What do you see playing out here? Is this best is this professionalism being displayed, or is it the politics of the thing that's overshadowing everything here?
All right, Nelson, let me say good morning to you and then good afternoon to the rest of my team. The thing that they first agree that was the first step that he did that was good by calming the situation, going to rescue Queen Johnson, because that was the same situation with Dada Simmons. Police were around, but they did not intervene. And we saw where it led to. That was one. So his appearance there was good, in good faith. But again, as a security officer, as a high-ranking person, when you had her into your vehicle, So how did she escape? That's my thing. How? That's number one. Because if you already know what is unfolding, that she's on the run, she on the play, and she being arrested by the angry crowd, and you took her from there. From that moment you pick up, it should be straight at Central or the nearest police station because you're not on duty. Carol, turn over to the commander, the charge officer. Hey, she's should be safe. XYZ. That's number one. Two of play is that the IG coming out with the disrupt of him. No, it's unprofessional.
No,
Because the
no,
thing
no. Yeah,
is,
yeah. Just land on that.
because if I'm the supervisor for Nelson, when something happens, call me first. Prince, I seen you see you in my office. I will come after in your office and I will ask you a couple of questions. What happened XYZ? Make sure Nelson be informed, and then you go through the investigation and get back to me. That's how you don't just come up with a hasty decision in disrupting him. No.
Mr. Wayne, he said he never took her in his car.
Now you see.
That's
So
what he said last night.
right. So now the information is all over the place. He took her. He did not take her. So you being because everybody say you were the senior officer there, and the woman was telling what to you. I now monitor the show last night because I had a tedious job in my end year,
Yeah.
so that
Yeah. So yeah. So he appeared. He said no, he didn't carry. He didn't take Queen along, and Queen herself admitted that the officer did not take her. It was rather some of the supporters. But now let's look at this from here, right? And we can just make a quick round on this, maybe just a few seconds quickly. Now, if you were in this case, what would you do? What's the best thing to do now? Resign ahead of the dismissal, because the dismissal is slated for today. All right. So ahead of this, is it prudent enough for Officer Harding to just maybe resign in the midst of all of what maybe the police IG is planning to do to dismiss him or to disrupt him? So just resign. What do you think is the best to do here? I'm going to come to you. You'll be the last. You'll be the last, sir. Let's take Moba. Moba, what do you think is the best to do in this case?
Well, I think he need to resign. Let him just stand his ground and wait for what he would do. Period. Because end of the day, right? Even when it disrupt him, there'll be an investigation in the future, and probably gonna exonerate himself. That's it.
Okay. I mean, what do you think?
Well, I don't know. I cannot tell you what, because if he's resigning, who is he going to give his letter of resignation to? He's on the run. So, I mean, I guess it's going to happen. And like Maba said, when they investigate, he can get reinstated. Isn't that how it works? So that's what I think. I mean, he can't write any letter of resignation right now. Who is he giving it to? Dropping it in the net with a black hoodie on and running away?
Even I'll call you, all right. Before in the morning, before you get that letter, his dismissal letter already be up. So,
Wow. Francis, what do you think?
I mean, yeah. I mean, he shouldn't resign. He should because if he thinks he did nothing wrong, he shouldn't resign, and he should just make sure he's safe until this administration is over, or he feels safe enough to where he would get a proper investigation, and then he can present himself. But he shouldn't resign. If they want to fire him, let them fire him. But he should not resign.
Prince Barry.
Prince, go ahead.
All right. So the thing there is that you innocent. You claim that you're innocent. The woman should not run away from honor your watch. So why are you resigning? I'm not going to resign. I am not going to resign. I'm going to stand forth to put forth my issue or my case to whosoever, either the IG or the Justice Ministries. I'm going to do a proper letter. If I'm the one, I'm going to do a proper letter. I'm going to call a press conference to exonerate myself from the situation, from the issue. Now, the fact of the matter is that Queen Queen Johnson is alive. I don't know whether she's still being on the run, or if he's still on the run, if I was him, you got a justice minister, the justice minister there. That's or her. So you got to write to justice ministry or ask for security and move to the justice ministry. Inquire to see the justice minister.
Thank you.
See the justice minister. Indeed, he can either order the IG to come, and from there you can take it from there. But I will not resign. I would not.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Let's show you that, because this is serious. It's about the safety of this officer. It's about his job. It's about his family. It's about his life and everything involved. Everything all together right here, and that's why it's important. But let's bring in Mr. Judah Wilson. He has some security expertise. He wants to weigh in his thought on this particular issue. Mr. Wilson, welcome to the show. It's good to have you on.
Thank you very much, guys. How you doing, ladies and gentlemen?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. First of all, the police work in different categories, right? Whether you have to understand the venture of the case. Mm-hmm. Whether the lady in question, she committed an capital crime at the first incident. Was she investigated, or is she have a warrant up for her arrest? The one, you getting it? Mm-hmm. If they saw that justice supporters need to establish that first, okay? Because you're talking about human life. She's a fugitive. You get it? Angry crowd don't have no jurisdiction in like the area. That angry crowd policing, these people stop to. You getting it? We're not in a rebel government, this and that, everything, whatever. We need to understand the rule of law. Mm-hmm. Getting it. I cannot just go angry car. The police officer did the duty. He's an off-duty officer. We have to write. He's been given the power, the education to what? To pursue arrest and resolve arrest and what? Take anybody into custody that life is threatened or resolve any issue.
Okay.
It's in the handbook.
Okay, so with your security expertise, your security knowledge, is it best practice? Is it best practice for the police to go on any scene to effectuate an arrest, and then in the process, the police go into a compromise or into an arrangement with the suspect? Or perpetrator or whoever that is to be arrested, going to an arrangement with the person, and then after that, you have a situation where that person decides how to go to the police station. Is it best practice?
I would say yes, 100%. Let me give you a little scenario of mine. I used to be the SAS personnel at the time when EPS were SAS. Mm-hmm. I came from work driving home. The gentleman they call former commissioner of what is his name? LRA, Aaron Colley, got into a fight with some officers. So they took him, a bunch of officers took him into custody. They took him at the back of the executive mansion. They arrested the incident. The Aaron Colley listening tonight, he will tell you that they did. I arrested the situation because I was a senior officer, and I brought everything under control, and I took Aaron Colley living body in my custody. And told Aaron Colley report to my office the next morning, which he did, and we resolved the issue. You see that? That is the case. Because he anything could happen to Aaron Colley, and I would be forward in the vicinity. Oh yeah. Mr. Judah he could arrest the situation, but he did not. You see that? So what we're seeing here, the officer did his what? He did everything according to law. But if first of all, you had to look at the case. If this lady was on any capital arrest by the government, Ministry of Justice or the police or what they got, no.
Okay. Okay, so now one of our panelists has a question for you. Francis, go ahead.
Yeah, good evening, good morning, sir, wherever you are. Yeah, I have a question, and it's going to be a little assumption here.
Can you hear Francis? Can you speak loud?
Can you hear me now, sir?
Just go ahead with your question. I'll repeat it to him.
Okay, my question is, let's assume, because we know Queen said they did not present her with an arrest warrant, right? But what if they did present her an arrest warrant? Because my question is going to the fact that they chose to let her go in her own car with some other people and ask the police to join them. But if she has been charged with murder, correct, right? And there was an arrest warrant for her presented at the time, do you still believe that the police, to quiet the situation, should have allowed her to go in her private car or with somebody else as opposed to taking her into custody with them? That's my question.
Did you get his question?
No, not yet.
Okay, so he's asking, was it prudent, given all of what happened, was it prudent for the police to have allowed Queen to get in another vehicle?
Knowing the nature of the crime she's accused of.
Knowing the nature of what she was accused of, or she's accused of, was it prudent to have allowed her to get in another vehicle and in the name of going to the police station or whatever, or was it or should it be a situation where the police will insist that she get in the police vehicle?
Okay, good. I understand that. Okay, that come to this. That can come to here. I understand what he's saying is 100%. I would say no. I would say yes. You see, it's based on the crime. First of all, she would. If the Liberian National Police knew that this lady was into an incident and they saw that, they should have ordered the officer on the scene to have her arrested and brought to the death. It was nothing like that. She was accused. You can be accused, but not what? Get arrested. You getting it? Except the fact is what it generated to have her arrested. In other words, she had to come and answer question. Accident. Well, the only problem, the police officer, I will tell you now, on the police stand of view. Your police officer took a oath. Yeah. You have to when they told you to report to the office, it's your BAM duty to report to the office. Okay? You have to report to the office.
Okay.
You salute your boss. Yeah. You report to the office and give you what they will ask you for your story. You know, while on the incident already, because you, as the story goes, you was a senior officer on ground. So that's
okay.
Fine.
Okay. So considering the story provided by the senior officer, Admiral Harding, about the way the call came, it didn't come from his direct supervisor. It came from the police IG. In fact, he's being threatened dismissal. He's being threatened that he will be disrobed today. Now, considering the situation that this man is feeling insecure, he's not even sleeping at home anymore. There is what seemed to be the political aspect of this whole thing as well. In this case, what is the best thing to do? Now, considering you as as a security person now, putting yourself in that case, what would be the best thing that you at this point would do?
Okay, good. Regardless of what I just said earlier, he could have put himself in, go to the police station and report himself in, but he never got a call. But the call he got was threatening and disrespectful and against the ethics. If the police director or IG did that, it's unprofessional. Is considered a hanging. So what you're going to do is that what you need to do is to write the Department of Professional Ethics, which is called Eternal Affairs, to look into his case quickly. He got from now to tomorrow. Let's say he got from now to 10 o'clock in Liberia to submit that document quickly.
Okay.
And, then the IG got no jurisdiction, adjudication to hire him dismissed. because his kids, his grievances, even they were that board.
Thank
so
you.
now the board now will show the IG is you versus this man. We'll go into the matter. Regardless of the IG is not above the law. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Any other thing you want to touch on just before we let you go?
No, I just want to say I appreciate you guys, coming with this. There is a very sensitive issue. We just have to make sure people that are coming home with the idea and understand you have to be very, very careful because it's hard to do an integrity issue. But it's you say, I say. The lady will never accuse. She will never subject for arrest. But she was accused based on the file of accusation. She don't worry you to be what? Both by an angry crowd. No. Now what happened to the other lady? They beat her. They said she stole. She was accused. And they come and kill her. You see that? The good team there and resolve the issue by the idea.
Thank you.
She did it.
Thank you.
It's safe for life. So you got to be very careful.
Can I ask one?
Okay, Amy, you have a quick question? You want to throw in?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm confused. I thought she was supposed to be wanted for murder, but the newspaper I sent it said like she's a person of interest and stuff.
Yeah, she's
so
a
are they
person
supposed to be hunting her down or supposed to be requesting that she comes in? Do they put a warrant out for a personal arrest?
Okay, well, to read that question to me again.
Okay, so her question is the suspect is being wanted. She's being declared a person of interest. She's not accused of murder officially. She's declared a person of interest, right? So in that case, should there be an official arrest warrant? Is that the question, Amy?
Yeah, is that should they be trying to like hunting her down as or
Okay,
they supposed to request for her to come in?
Should they be trying to hunt her down, like going after her, or should they? Okay.
Yeah, the police not doing the work. Because if the police were doing the work, a warrant should be coming from the judge. The Ministry of Justice and the police department should be ascertaining a warrant.
Okay.
The warrant should be served. If she cannot be served, it should be a let put out within 48 hours, finding the living body of blank.
Okay.
Princess Johnson. Yeah, that all.
They
should be body. Anger car is not necessary. Anger car is not a very necessary point. So.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. We appreciate your participation. Thank you for sharing your thoughts on this issue. And this is very important. It's very important because it has to do with the safety of a police officer, and it's important that the public gets to know where exactly we are with this. And it was important. Yeah.
You know what? I want to ask the officer last night, or even Queen Johnson, a question, but it just left my mind the morning I was thinking about it. Who was the complainant in the whole case? Did this Joshua family get a complaint to the LMP, or the LMP just stood up and said, okay, you know what? Let me just open a case. Oh, nothing wrong. Because it's just looking confusing, right?
No, but this is how the thing is, right? It's the responsibility of the state is to provide justice to everyone. Every individual is a property of the state. Every single individual is a property. So that's why even your child, you can grab a child. You say because like you own a child, you just grab that child. You do any, no, I'm coming. Let me just lay on this. Then you do anything harmful to that child. So in that case, Joshua passed. Before then, there was an incident that led to brutality and all of that. And then following his death, the video surfaced on social media, and then the police is interested. The police wants to know, okay, so if this individual passed and there are reports that this violence it was a contributing factor to his death, who are some of those in that video that we can get to come forward to see exactly what the actual story is, who did what, and then maybe the investigation can start from there. All right. So that's how this whole thing about Queen Johnson came in. But then the question that a lot of people are asking too is, there were a lot of people in that video. There were so many people in the video
with weapons.
Yeah,
And
with weapons.
Queen Johnson,
you know, and like we did last night. Though some of the guys said, "Oh, the video," but listen, we requested for a video, but this is what we got. So like you saw last night from the show, this is a video, right? This is the video there. All right, you see a lady there, you see her moving there. All right, you see a lot of people. Now, aside from her, there are people in the video who are standing, minding their business. There are people in the video who are involved with everything that's happening. All right, and this is where the police came into the picture, which I thought was equally right for the police to come in to launch an investigation. So this is part of the investigative process and making sure that whoever did what, you see everything that's going on there on the screen. All right, so this is part of the investigative process to be able to establish as to who did what does the law say about what they did, and then every other thing can start from there. So that's how the police the whole police thing came into the picture. Prince, you wanted to come in with a quick point just before we transition?
Yeah. So I mean, moreover, just like where we are in America, when something transpires in a specific area and they see certain surveillance video or camera, they put a camera around there and say, Prince, you can come in for some questioning because of SYC intervention from the way we saw the video. Maybe you got a little idea on it. So I think that's what the police trying to do, but just what the guy just said, that officer just said, they are not doing it responsibly. They would have come in over here. It should have been either saying, seeing the pictures already, hey, we need these people. Can a court order go off for these people for hearing? So like that, then you say, okay, when you see Prince Bay, arrest Prince Bay because Prince Bay will come in for questioning. That's what they should have done.
Yeah, because that's before we transition, right?
Kill. So
yeah, before we because what confusing me, right? The incident that occurred during Tada Ure time era, right? It was all on social media. We saw how people and the property were vandalized, like people got beaten, people got wounded, you see all on the street. But in our whole scenario, we never saw police because probably nobody died or what. And people watching all around the world. Even the police RG can tell me, say they watch it. Let's see, watch it. Everybody watching the world. Why the police never carry on arrests? And the perpetrator of that crime, right? It was Gloria. In the video, people saw them with stick. They were mocking people. So it's just confusing. Sometimes I'm not here to back Queen Johnson, what happened. But I'm just trying to lay the basis of transparency when it comes to our law enforcement era in Liberia. So if you trying to, just come up because nobody, Joshua family never reported matter, I agree. It's a pretty right to protect life and property. Come in, yes. But why? Why then they never open an investigation until that you were on the case where people lost their property, people got wounded, people got beaten and went free? That was my question. I was just concerned about that.
And just to piggyback off of that, Mobile, this guy, Aditalia Ura's own was kind of later than what's his name, Christopher Susudu. Yeah. When it was being talked about, they said nobody complained, nobody took complaint.
Yes,
that's what they said.
It was
So I understand where your question coming from.
So it just
and that was deadly.
In the police department.
The Arco incident where there was actual gunfire. They did not even investigate. See, that's the problem with the system. People think we're sitting here trying to defend Queen. It's not
trying to defend nobody.
It's about the police system.
And this is where I come in, guys. This is where I come in. Regardless of who, two wrong doesn't make a right.
Of course,
two wrongs will never make a right. And so, yes, it's a good thing to to ask all the hard questions about the other incidents that occurred. What did the police do? How far have they gone with investigation in the Walter Sisulu case? We know that the CDC Council of Patriot was invited at the Liberia National Police Central Station, and they answer some questions. After that, we're yet to receive any update on that case. All right, but again, that doesn't take away from the fact that other cases should be investigated, and
No, that's not what we're saying.
Every case should be investigated.
Yeah.
But
And again, I understand a lot of you are coming from the aspect of selective justice and all of that.
That's why people don't trust the system. That's some of the reason why.
The outcome situation, you should have gathered videos, even if you don't see who did the shooting. That was weapon involved. You should try to investigate, bring people in, investigate. Don't find anything, no problem. Investigate, but don't just wait until it's somebody that is not from your camp. Then you start looking for them. There are all those people that were hitting the guy with stick. None of them has been brought in. But you're looking for the one person the only video I seen her touch that guy was slapping on his back when he was running. And I think that's the video she said she was trying to help him out. But I saw it like she slapped him on his back and he ran. But she can a slap kill somebody other than the people that were kicking and hitting him with stick? And none of those people have been caught in. No investigation is going on. And you're chasing the one person. Why you think they are chasing? Why you think we're not is politicized? Because there's a strong supporter of Unity Party, and she has a loud mouth during the campaign time. So now, okay, let's take an example of her, like what she said about Akara's grave, saying all that stuff. So that's why they have no credibility here. Bring that lady that was with the stick, the guy that kicked her, kick Joshua, bring them in and stuff. They say I'm trying to get information for everybody, but none of those people have been caught in their faces. I clearly shown on camera, but only Queen Johnson, you chasing after day in and day out. She should get to justice too, but don't make it about her.
That's the reason why Nelson asked that question. Water is being politicized. The one Nelson asked that question.
It is for sure.
When upset, I think something should be happening.
Happy New Year, Mr. Eric McGill, Mr. Adama Sherry.
You know, and this is important. I'm Bass Station.
Yeah, but I got you know.
When Famula says two negatives, no, sorry, this is not it. What, two negatives equal what, positives?
No, I'm smoke or run your body.
How does that happen? How do we even do that?
Negative plus negative.
They cancel each other. It should be neutral.
Yeah, we got to jam, my man. Look, Nelson, that be serious for once, right? The selective justice in Liberia is too much. That's how, that's where we are coming from.
But I think you guys have a
yeah, we're not here to bargain about it or murder. No, murder is bad. Like nobody wants for somebody to be murdered.
Yeah, if Queen Johnson did it, if they investigate that she did something wrong,
and let me tell you, look, even with good investigation, right? Where they
yeah, you guys are trying to, but it's important. Miss Gloria, I want to say welcome to the show. It's good to have you on tonight.
Thank you, Nancy. Okay. Hi, good evening to everyone.
Hi, Miss Gloria.
Okay, so Liberians woke up. I'm still trying to get our guest. I just hope. Okay. So let's do this while I try to get him. Liberians woke up to the final stage of this aspect of the case involving Councilor Gloria Musar today. Well, at Criminal Code A, Judge Roosevelt Willie did the sentencing. He came up with the sentencing today. And what happened is that Councilor Gloria Musar, the former Chief Justice, former Justice Minister, former Senator, was sentenced to life imprisonment. And I wanna get something coming up here, but maybe I'll save that for last. But what happened today is that sorry guys, following the sentencing, the entire courtroom went wild. It went out of control. Councillor
Those are
Gloria
bananas.
term the system has been compromised. She termed the process as a conspiracy, and that the entire system is being compromised. Now, beyond that, some of the people who went to witness the trial, perhaps who had expectations, came out today and they had a lot to say. I just want to drop. I just want to drop a few of the reactions from those people today. As you know, the place was heavily guarded. There was a very huge presence of state security. Now, I want us to get some of these reactions here coming up. This is the scene when Councillor Gloria Musar was being escorted to the van and taken to the correction center, South Beach. And in the midst of everything everyone was doing, people cursing. I mean, all around the place was. I don't know how to put it, but a lot of those who went to
sad
witness
mood, right?
they were cursing all those who carry on the act, the actual doers of the act. So, in the midst of everything that was happening, even with the guilty verdict coming from the jurors, even with the sentencing coming from the judge, there are still those who believe that Councillor Gloria Musar did not or had absolutely no connection to what happened. And so because of that, you saw on camera how those individuals were cursing the actual doers of the act. They will not see peace, blah, 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 and a lot more they had to say today. But let's hear from you. Your take on this. Lifetime imprisonment for Councillor Gloria Musar and the other three members of the family. What is even of interest to so many people is that one of them, the youngest, is 17 years old.
Your brother.
Now, the 17 years old, under the law, she's a juvenile. The defense counsel then tried pushing the case today that, look, this one of the defendants is a juvenile. So it's unfair under the law for a juvenile to be charged, for an adult charge to be brought upon a juvenile. And they were pushing for her to be, for her own case to be different. But then the prosecution, those from the government angle, said no, she committed the act as an adult, so she'll be charged as an adult. So if the lifetime imprisonment is something to go by, then it means that even the 17-year-old plus the 80 years old or the 70 years old Councillor Gloria Musar, they're all going to be facing the same lifetime imprisonment. Well, there was an appeal, and of course, the judge gave them a period of 1 hour to come up with the appeal, but to be able to address the whole issue about the appeal. But what do you guys make of this entire case? I mean, the process. We've concluded this stage. If there's any other Gloria Musar versus the Republic of Liberia case, it's gonna be at the Supreme Court of Liberia. Let's hear your take on this. Then we're gonna transition. We have one of our guests already backstage. Let's hear you more about on this.
Thank you. Well, Nelson, first of all, let me just say this: the whole case from the usual stage we came here, we said it all. I can remember. Now, if you are sentencing somebody to life imprisonment for crime they never committed, they said they will get a lot of evidence. But like what all been seeing, like only people saying thing was a mob, but honestly, no evidence. Because first of all, if that girl can take a knife and stab somebody, I believe that no matter who you are, there will be a slash in your palm. First of all, when the people carry investigation, they never brought any evidence to show to the people that, oh, the girl, she has 17 on her palm, and because of this, she used her knife to stab somebody. So all the things they're talking about, bringing evidence, all the one, but I believe that there's a thing they call beyond all reasonable doubt that, I don't know if they have it in Liberia, they can come out with their phone, they can come out and facing that identical case and let the people bring forward the evidence. Let it bring forward the evidence that indicted people, those people to prison. Let it bring the evidence that everybody see it. Let it be glaring. Let it say, oh, this is what the people does, but nothing like that. Or this is what the people do, but nothing like that. It just come up, because this government have failed massively, and they're trying to probably, because a lot of people angry, most especially from the CDC angle. They are angry why they have lost this election. Based on that, they want to do something so everybody can say, oh yes, the payback. It's a payback. It's a payback. But the whole Gloria Musar case, no, next thing is glaring. The woman never committed that crime. It is. I'll say you should agree with me, but from my own perspective and the evidence that and what I see from my own understanding, that woman not able to commit that type of crime. Because the person they are talking about, she are well built, strong, according to her history that people say, because investigator when they're investigating, they put go with they put investigate to the person background, how the relationship, what the motive the woman will kill her daughter, all the things they got to bring about. What is the motive today? They can't bring out the motive. Let it bring it out. Let us see what's the motive. The woman will kill her own daughter that she been raising from baby up to college level. What's the motive? So you see all the things we come here, we say, people who understand what we say here, they know that what we say here is true. The identical case, right? It's not right for that woman to go to prison for a lifetime, which of course she never committed that identical crime, because there's no evidence pointing at her, and it just come up with a story and something that is not even fruitful for even a 2 years old kid to understand or even believe. But it's Liberia, my brother. Anything can happen. As long as somebody against you, you're against the government, they will bring you down. No matter, even you on your rep point, they will bring you down. If all the people were charging people for murder, at least the 3 Mason boys today, they're all of them walking free.
Thank you. Thank you.
Mostly walking free.
Thank you.
It just the whole government issue is just messed up, man. Thank God they leave
Thank
out.
you. Let's hold you there. Amy, let's hear you quickly, and then we'll take Frank.
Yeah, Nelson, it's a sad situation that these kids have to be going like this. I'm not worried that she's gonna stay there for the rest of her life, because I know it's gonna be. It's just the only thing is that it's gonna drag on. She would be there for as long as they're there, and until the new government can come and do a proper reform or something like that to appeal and everything, and then maybe the next people that will be handling the kids will do a proper investigation and they will handle the kids right. Because these are 4 persons that were charged. This so-called prosecutor and judge, they never told us which one of them really did the stabbing, what the other person did. And so they're telling us that these 4 people held this knife, stabbing this girl, and she stood there and allows these old ladies that can't even walk. She stood there and allowed them to kill her. And why? None of that. And all the DNA that was found, the male DNA, they ignore all of that. All the phone conversation that the security had with Vadi Teller, number, all of that was ignored. And I mean, this is a joke. That's what it is. It's just a joke, and it's just sad that it's playing with this woman who has done so much for her country in this manner. That's the only thing I'm sad about. But if she's gonna get out of there, I fully believe that she's gonna get out of it. It's just dragging on, because as they say the nonsense right now, they have to go ahead and do what they want to do, because they are still, and the appeal haven't been filed, and there's no new person on the case yet to do a proper investigation to really go through the case. So for now, it's just sad. And like you said, the whole place will brought up because everybody knows it's nonsense. That's what it is.
Thank you. Now, this is what one of the defense lawyers who have really been involved with the research aspect and everything, this is what he had to say following the sentencing. Just a quick one, then we're going to come to you, Francis.
What do you make of this?
Well, I think it's a travesty of justice to put it in summary. I believe that the wrong people are being convicted and sentenced as or crime did not commit.
He said it's a travesty of justice and that the wrong people are being convicted and sentenced for acts that they did not commit. Could this statement be coming up because of the position, because of where he said, as a defense counsel, as a defense lawyer? Let's hear from you, Francis.
Yeah, I mean, I would say yes, it's coming from him because he's a defense lawyer. But a few things I want to clarify. One thing you said when you laid the premise for this topic about a 17-year-old being charged as an adult. Certain crime at certain age, yes, you can be charged and sentenced as an adult. Whether she did it or not, I just want to put it out there. Certain crime, you can be sentenced and charged as an adult. Then another thing Mobile said about the knife situation, not necessarily the Mobile. If somebody stabbed you with a knife, unless you sustain a cut, if that knife has a very good handle and you have a very good grip on it, there will be no cut or no evidence in your palm. Maybe if they catch you immediately after the effect, they may see some form of redness in your palm. But if it take overnight or whatever the case may be, unless you see visible cut, that it will not happen. But to come to this whole thing, this is probably the reason why it's dangerous. Our Justice Department is setting a bad precedent because they are judging this case the wrong way. One, they ignore a lot of the evidence, and two, when the IG or the Solicitor General was caught being a Nicodemus, going to speak with the jurors overnight in the absence of the defendant, that alone, the case should have been thrown out or a new jury should have been sequestered. But they didn't do any of that. That's jury tampering. That's huge. Who knows how many times he visited the jury, right? So I'm not going to say they did it or they didn't do it. We all know our position on this particular case. But just looking at this evidence, these things that happened during the trial, that's a problem. But now what they're going to do is, when the new government come in, the same with Queen Johnson and maybe our brother Akmal, the police officer, when they come in, and then all these cases that this outgoing government, incompetent government is trying, if they happen to find them not guilty, then they will say, oh, we see why they didn't present themselves. They wanted Joseph Braga to come and let him go free. That's a bad thing because Joshua's family need justice for their son, and they ask that nobody politicize this issue. But now the way they're going about trying to bring Queen Johnson in, if she comes in and during the Barker administration and they find out that she did not do anything and they cannot show any evidence that she did anything, they'll say, oh no, because our Barker government, which is very wrong. That's what this George Weah government is doing, is bad. They're sitting with the Chief Justice case. They ignore all the evidence and the jury tampering, they ignore all of that, and then they sentence her. We all know that she will be set free, she and those people. But they will say, oh, because of unity party. That's very wrong. They just tarnishing and muddying the name of our Justice Department. People will not trust the system because of
Thank you. Thank you, Francis. And someone is asking for his name. This is one of the defense lawyers.
What do you make of this?
Well, I think it's a travesty of justice to put it in summary. I believe that the wrong people are being convicted and sentenced as or crime did not commit.
So this is Councillor Jeremiah Samuel Duwet. He's one of the defense lawyers who volunteer to provide legal services in favor of Councillor Gloria Musar. Just for the clarity for those asking in the comment section, who is he? But let's hear from you, Prince. Maggie, welcome to the show. Alfred, I want to say thanks for joining us as well. Go ahead, sir. Prince, let's hear you.
Thank you, Nelson. Yes. You see, what's going on in Liberia is that people know how to dehumanize certain people of substance, and that's what our criminal code A did today. that Judge William God did today to Gloria Musar.
Willie.
Willie. And so when I saw that today, Nelson, it's so painful to know somebody that you know of such thing that served the country, and you try to bring her to public ridicule as to the lowest that she execute her own daughter, and you do not even come up with the facts. So what are you really charging these people for? What? But again, Jaguar Francis said, when they said that they were sentenced for lifetime imprisonment, I will not bother, because I know they will come back to say why they gave her waiver, or the next government gave her waiver. Because the system that you guys set up over there is not right. Now, you heard that this jury, they went there on serious occasions, met a couple of them, talked to them, tried to suppress them, to not speak. But you know, there's a saying that goes that everything you do under the sun, the race or residue for it. Every time when we have got power, I say everything the governor or judge we are doing to Liberian, at the end of the day, they will feed it.
Thank you.
Will be hawk to book.
Thank you.
So I'm not worried about Gloria Musar. She'll be free. It's just a matter
Thank
of
you
time.
very much. Thank you. Let's hold you there and take Miss Cora, and then we'll take Alfred and Mikey.
Yeah, Nelson, this thing is it's not surprising. At the end of the play, the 90-minute play, we just have a few minutes to get for the game to be over. And then people coming up with this kind of a decision. Like what Francis said, this is a decision they're coming to cause future riot. They're trying to do all of these things to cause problem in the future that people will say Gloria Musar, they freeing her because of party how they call it, other girl queen is going to be out there walking scot-free because of party land. But then look at the Gloria Musar issue. Why this time? How many knives did they use to kill this girl? They passed the knives over to each person. They took the knife and get a same knife they gave and say, you stop. Why would Gloria Musar want to attract attention to herself in her own house? Why would she like to kill her child that she read in her own house? And we know how the Boyo people can do things. They tell you far off, they go kill you, you be looking for the killer. Why would she want to do it in her house? This smart woman. Anyways, the jury, they don't have the reason to come up with what they came up with today to sentence those people to life imprisonment. All of those people that they said participated in the death of this child. But what I want to know is that all of those people, they came with different, some of them came with rope. How did they do the killing? How they came up to say, yes, we charge everybody for murder? How did they come up with it to give the people to something then like this? Another thing is that I foresee that this government is setting a foundation for chaos. They're setting a foundation for chaos in the future. They want to have the new government to be they just want to destabilize the whole system. But I pray that God will have mercy on Liberia.
Thank you.
May Madam Scott have a safe restful mind. Her mental status should be at peace. At peace so sad.
Thank you. Emmy, you want to make a quick point? And then
I just wanted to say that even though that's what they're trying to do, I don't think the Liberian people are going to fall for that or their stupid miscore. Because this is why the new reform government justice system is going to prove to the people, because that's what you're supposed to do. Prove beyond all reasonable. You're supposed to show the people, even blood stain on these people. There's supposed to be some blood splatter.
Struggles, crushing the other people that get out of self-defense. You know,
I want to show the proof and everything that these people did not do. That's what they have to do. They just have to work harder to show to the people that this is no partisan, that this institution now is neutral. It has nothing to do with the government or partisan something. That's what it will have to do for the Liberian people to see. I know that's what they're trying to do, but it's not going to work.
I hope so, because Liberians are, we sometimes, that's why I say that. Okay, thank you.
I think that's so reserve all the evidence. That's all the evidence.
Okay, so let's take Alfred and then Maggie.
You mute. On me yourself. Alfred. We're not hearing you. We're not hearing you, Alfred.
The mega lover, you can make it. I go to Maggie.
Bro, get log on and come back in.
You gotta go.
Yeah,
out.
so
Alfred,
I think you have to log out and try to
go off
come
and come
back. But Maggie, let's see if your audio will be good too.
Hi guys, you can hear me?
Yeah, good now.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay. I just want to say a word of prayer for the family of Gloria Musar and Gloria Musar and those who were found guilty today. Nancy, I know you can cut people off, but please don't cut me off in my prayer, please.
You say I shouldn't cut you off?
Yeah, don't cut me off.
What are you about to do?
I'm about to say the prayer.
Maggie never ceases to amaze us. Maggie,
Maggie, go ahead with your prayer, y'all.
No, I'm coming. They finished sentencing the people that thought you won't pray, Maggie.
Yeah, you can pray for people at any time.
Why you didn't pray the prayer when this whole
thing? Let's stop being Lucifer.
I'm in a spirit right now, so cannot say a word of prayer.
Yes, Maggie, I'm with you.
I'm in a spirit.
Okay, so let's get it clear.
No, this is my own statement. This is what God put on my mind.
And that's the point I'm making. So the prayer you can pray that on the
contribution. That's my yes.
So once you finish praying, you're not talking again, and we'll move to
the next. We move on. Yes, after the prayer, we move on.
No, Maggie,
the way you say, I will not touch agreement after my prayer, I will get you Bobo on the phone. Bobo, that's my statement.
Yeah.
Okay. Nothing you need to start going to church. Father God.
I'm sure you make it go to church.
Father Lord, I said, sit right here. I ask you, God here, the prosecutor, may you reach them from the family for this war injustice. Don't say the family of Gloria Musar. Lord God, I ask you to reach into their home from their children down to the generation. May you strike them for the injustice that you brought up in our nation. Amen. Father, I ask you that you should walk with them as I speak right now. The family will be submitted from the prosecutor to the judge, to the juror, and the family for separating the evidence. That's my pricing. The actually killed this girl. May you never find peace. Amen. May you never find peace. May the family never find peace. Amen. May they never ever find peace. May they apologize. May they be drafted. This is drafted that they brought onto this family. Father God, as I ask the family of Gloria Musar, I pray for peace. May you find comfort. May God bless you as you go through this time of trouble.
Thank you, Maggie.
We just ask you for peace.
Thank you.
Lord, you know the injustice that was done. But I ask that you visit each one of the judges, each one of the jurors, their family should never find peace. In Jesus' mighty name. Amen.
Thank you for that powerful prayer.
Thank you, Mikey. Alfred, let's hear your take on this issue.
But Nancy, what you close the Abba?
Nancy, Abba, when I close.
How did you see my eyes? No, that's the question. How did you see my eyes?
You're fine.
No, you don't try to. Prayer is not just about closing your eyes. It's about concentration. It's about concentration. I can have my eyes open. I'm looking towards
you're
you,
not
but I'm not
concentrated.
concentrating
You are
on you.
looking at everybody else.
So Mikey, I think you understand that. I understand the thing too. But anyway, go ahead, Alfred. Let's hear you. But Alfred, your guardian ready to know. We just forget about.
Alfred to forget about the war my phone. I told Alfred a long time, forget about the war my phone. You don't listen.
You hear me now?
Okay, you're much better. Go ahead.
I'm much better now.
Yeah, you go.
Okay. You know, maybe that technology we're gonna be looking at it sometime. But on a serious note, this is a sad day for our country. It just speaks to the level of endemic corruption in all of our government system, whether it is the judiciary, whether it is the legislature, whether it is the executive. Look, it is sad for Liberia. This is 2024. Nelson, correct me if I'm wrong. I think around 2013, I think 2012, 2013, there was a robust and massive action taken in Ghana when Ghanaian judges became corrupt. I think it was under the stewardship of, I think, John Mahama or John Atta Mills, one of them. Over 24 of them, correct me if I'm wrong, over 24 judges were sacked in Ghana when that reform was taking place. Yeah. Today, you have a very robust judicial system in Ghana that is independent of the executive. You know, we need to have a judicial system like that. And my hope is that when Joseph Imam Bouaka becomes president, there will be a new day for Liberia where our judicial system, that judiciary will be reformed. We need to sack some people. We need to sack some people if we're really serious for business in this country. Because look at the kind of shame the people are bringing to us. As a country, look at the kind of shame. Somebody, look at Gloria Musar is almost 80 years old. Why does he have to kill a 22, 23-year-old young woman? Why does he have to do that? Oh, you want to tell me that Gloria Musar have voodoo that we did not know since she been running around in our government system? We know that she got voodoo to just say she will just hear the person will just freeze and then she does what she want to do to the person. So up to now we don't know that she have voodoo. It's shameful. It's very shameful. Look, Nelson, I will end on this. If Joseph Imam Bouaka comes to power and think that they will politicize everything and does not put a foot down, and the CDC people like that, they go say that wish home, let them say, oh, that partisan thing, whatever they want to say, let them go ahead and say it. If Joe Bouaka does not reform the judicial system, it will be the first thing we are supporting him. That's the first thing we'll start doing to him to bring him down. We will advocate for him to step down. Some of all will be moreover protesting against Joe Bouaka if he does not do the right thing. We are tired as a country. This is 2024, for God's sake, that we cannot even rely on our branches of government for justice. How investment account in the country in the first place when you see the kind of shadow judgment going on in the country? Where people in Bear Mountain, for example, you slavery our people over there, and there's no justice for them. Look at the houses the people living in Yegepa. It's because we don't have a very robust judicial system.
It continue. Now houses where they continue, brother.
You know what I'm saying? Look at the continue our people are living in over there. It just speaks to the level of incompetence, the level of where the country has come as a nation. The corruption is so much endemic that it has become.
Thank you, sir.
It has become a psychic norm. People are numb to corruption in Liberia now. It's normalized everywhere. But I would say this, Nelson, there will be a retrial. No matter what, there will be a retrial. And those who carry out this, this murder we'll find them and we'll prosecute them. That's what I can say. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Alfred. With that kind of setup you have, you know, you want to take more time. You took 1 minute to set up to have your audio coming through, and then anyway, thank you for your point.
By the way, let me just let you know, Alfred Konowa Senior is the spokesperson of the Late Night Show. So let me just let you know.
Thank you.
We're not talking about self-imposed, self-proclaimed titles and things around here. Your guys went for election. Y'all want for us to bring that whole election you had
moving forward.
No, Alfred, listen.
We'll end the show. We'll end the show. Talk about the Late Night Show moving forward.
We'll end the show without that, the election thing and everything that happened over the weekend. We'll end the show with that. But Jalawu Sandy is in the background. He wants to come on. We'll bring Sandy on. But let's bring our first guest. Contradicting, I've received words from him that he's having some issues now. And he's pleading that he will be well positioned to join us tomorrow for us to talk about the Liberia National Fire Service. He'll be in the position to do that. So we'll have a lot to talk about here tomorrow. He wants to prepare himself because he's aware that on the Late Night Show is a place that you have to be prepared to come, because you're going to be hit by all the tough questions at the same time, making sure that we have a great time.
More especially at the fire department. Wow.
So he's gonna join us. Daisy will be joining us tomorrow. It will be a fascinating conversation on the Late Night Show here tomorrow, right? And I know a lot of you had the questions and everything prepared. Let's hold it on. Tomorrow is gonna be a great interaction. But in the meantime, we have someone who has got some understanding. He has some background in incident management. He has been very interested. Especially when we mentioned the issue of the Liberia National Fire Service and the different things we wanted to highlight today. He thought to weigh in his thoughts on some of the happenings as well. So he should have come on alongside the Liberia National Fire Service boss, but since we can't get him, so we'll bring our second guest on. So let me try to make way for him. Okay, welcome to the show, sir. It's good to have you on tonight.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here. So my name is Kokpa Wowo. I join you from Philadelphia in the Sharon Hill belt. I'm a Liberian and I live here.
Okay. So it's good to have you on the show tonight. Let me bring the rest of our two panelists on. Jalawu Sandy is here. Mickey Hill, it's been a while. Oh, wow. Studio is filled for Mickey Hill. I can have me to hire him, man.
I mean, that's it. I don't mind. Once you start the segment, whatever question you have, you can replace me with Mickey.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you. That's a great one. But it's good to have you on tonight. We thought to have you on right after the Liberia National Fire Service boss, but since he's having some technical issues coming on tonight, we can have you on. It's a good thing to have you on tonight. Just let our audience know a bit about your own background, then we can pick up the conversation from there.
Okay, so again, my name is Kokpa. Actually, my home is Grand Bassa County with link in Bon County.
Okay.
Educationally, I'm a product of our own school in Liberia, at the University of Liberia, College of Science and Technology. And I have a master's in disaster preparedness and management from Moore University in Nairobi. Currently, I'm in here working and surviving, and I'm one of the followers of your midnight show because since I'm in school, I stay up to 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock. When you guys are leaving, then I'm leaving. But I'm happy to be here tonight to share my own concern with the various disasters that have been occurring back home, but with emphasis on fire. And what I want to speak to fire specifically because at Moa University, when I was in Kenya, I experienced and witnessed the fire disaster in one of the supermarket, Nakuma supermarket, downtown Nairobi. And that led me to write my thesis on fire disaster preparedness in the business center of Nairobi. And so with what we have been witnessing with the frequency and magnitude of disaster, especially fire in Monrovia, I was happy when I heard that you were bringing somebody on to speak specifically on fire. And I have interest in it. I have interest in the entire disaster platform. I know exactly that there are weaknesses and lack of coordination, but fire has been very frequent and it's actually killing our people, but it's been overlooked. And so I have interest in that area. So I can throw light on it and we all can share our experience and our views.
Okay. So it's a great thing to have you on tonight. Yes, and I think you're right when you talk about the frequency of fire disaster in the country. So many lives are being claimed in the process. Even the the Liberia National Fire Service has her own batch of challenges, from equipment to a lot more. But yes, this is something that's happening across the country. Even today, aside from the transport ministry situation that happened a couple of days ago, which we'll talk to their boss on, the fire service boss on lengthily when he comes in tomorrow. But there are lots of other ones happening. Even today, there was another fire disaster that gutted a home in Monrovia today, and it went out of hand, extended to other houses. So this is something that's going on, in our country and so forth. But I like you to first of all, just come in with what you think is responsible for these frequencies of outbreaks, and the possible solutions to some of these issues. Then we can take on the conversation from there.
So the issue of fire in Liberia is not strange to any community in West Africa. It's not even strange to many communities in the US where I live. The last time I checked, when I witnessed the fire disaster that burned down about 27 students, they were asleep in the Muslim school in Pinsville, and some other fire outbreak in Corway and in Ganta. And the recent fire outbreak in Totota. Totota is about 35,000 population, and it's like 14 out of 21 community got affected. But besides that, there are peripheral communities around Totota that people were rushing, and they were also affected. And just my current meeting with the president of the Liberian Association in Pennsylvania, and I was telling her we got to go to the city hall, got to go to people to see how best we can help Liberia. Just to come to your question, my thinking is not respond. I think the problem we have in Liberia overall about disaster is about preparedness. And government and institution prioritize response instead of mitigation and preparedness, because what? Response operation is expensive and it brings in a lot of money. So many people try to downplay preparedness, but if I want to describe preparedness, is just greater and more greater than a terrorist attack. So you should see how big or prepared. When you are prepared, you can not only just protect property, but you save a lot of lives.
Okay.
And in Liberia, what is responsible for disaster, specifically fire? My experience working with several international organizations in Liberia, disaster preparedness or disaster response has been segmented. And I want to make a very strong emphasis on this. It has been segmented on a whole lot of institutions. I know for sure the National Disaster Commission is situated at the Ministry of Internal Affairs. God forbid, in heaven's sake. You don't even have a local authority in the various county. I thought they did it so that you have the superintendent, you have the commissioner, you have the parliamentary. Said they would have been somebody to respond, but you don't have that. In my mind, I think the weakness is about preparedness. We're not prepared. If disaster strike in Liberia, no one can make the very resounding decision right from the start. We have the Ministry of Health as member of the disaster response. We have internal affairs taking the lead. We have the army as part of that. We have the police as part of that. We have civil society as part of that. We have the media as part of that. Take, for instance, the disaster that struck in Totota. When did we hear the information just like this? So the media was very, very strong. But respond, we were not prepared enough. We were not prepared enough to even bring people from Banga, that is very close to Totota to respond. We were waiting for people. So in this segment, I would like to, in my mind, understanding what disaster is, I think the disaster unit should be a special project. And I want to make the recommendation to Joseph Newman Boaka and his leadership. It should be a special project under the Minister of State for Presidential Affairs, so that when disaster happens, a very quick action can be instituted instead of waiting for one institution to call a meeting or they want to ask for compensation. I mean, so that is the problem. We're not prepared. We're not prepared not only to respond to fire, we're not prepared to respond to sea erosion, which we should be coming very soon. We're not prepared to respond to violent wind. We're not prepared to respond to anything, even common road traffic accident. When accident ensues, people standing there, there's nothing anybody can do. Our people are not trained to even offer first aid. People are not even trained to make a call. Who is going to get the CPR? Just common breathing technique. Nobody knows it because nobody has been teaching. So I will want to scroll down with some variables in your next question. I want to talk about the conceptual framework that Liberia will need to respond to disaster.
Okay, you want to just zero in on that conceptual framework in the next maybe 1 minute, so we can just throw a question around the table and then try to wrap up.
Right. So the very first thing is, majority of people, they don't have the knowledge and the skill when disaster strike. Training, public education, functional equipment. You tell me, if I was supposed to do just a very quick survey in central city of Monrovia in the business and the bank, you find very unusual fire extinguishers that are not even intended for that purpose. Every situation has a specific fire extinguisher. You have it for chemical, you have it for paper. My experience working in Liberia, I used to work for a bigger institution in Liberia. I saw the fire inspector came one day. He did not even ask her whether we have a fire link. He did not even ask her whether we have a fire assembly point when fire occur. How do we do head count? He didn't even ask her that question. He didn't even ask her how many people were trained. More besides, he did not even ask when we ever had rehearsal or mock drill. These are things that should be regular. Mock drill and rehearsal should be regular. We live here, we work here. Every hospital, homes, they will call you 3 o'clock to do your fire mock drill to make sure where are the exit route, where people will be going. We don't have the kind of, and they are simple things. It doesn't require money. For instance, go to the executive mansion and ask for the fire link. You will never see a fire lane. Go there and ask for the assembly point when fire strike. How do they do the haircut? It's not even at the executive mansion. So where you think you're going to find it? So we need those kind of things to be in place, and we need early warning system. Evacuation, for instance, like the fire disaster in Totota. How were the people evacuated? How do you prioritize who needed to go to the hospital right on the spot? How do you know who is supposed to delay? Proper singular communication, response capability. We don't have those kind of things. Rehearsal again, mock drill, escape routes. The last time I checked, I was in Liberia 2017, and I went to the foreign ministry, and I was looking for the fire escape route. I never found one. The only door they had downstairs was locked, very locked, closed. So if there's a fire on the second, third floor, where are you going to go? Where are you going to go? Then planning. Nelson and the other folks. Identified resources. Do we have the resources, the budget, agreement, need assessment, fire disaster plan, regulation, legislation specifically on fire? Do we have those kind of things? If you check, out of the 15 counties, maybe any one of you guys can tell, do we have any functioning fire truck around? Just to post one in the various areas, maybe post one in
we have one. We
Yeah.
have one in Monrovia.
Okay, we can post one in Bombing for the Western Cluster. We can post one in Buchanan. We can post one in Kakata. We can post one in Nimba. These are the kind of priority that I want for Joseph Numa Boakai to be having on his watch, not at the Ministry of Internal Affairs. It is mispositioned. It has been misplaced.
Okay. I mean, it's a good thing that you're coming up, and this is a conversation that I'll hope that we can have again. Hopefully, when we have time enough, so that you can exhaust every aspect of it, because this is very important. We have seen that aside from just the property damage that fire disaster and other natural disasters have caused in our country, we've seen the issue of the loss of lives. So many lives have been lost. Sometimes an entire family is wiped out due to these disasters. Now, I want to know from you, and the rest of the team will come in with their questions each. I want to know from you, to what extent, what is the potential threat that these issues poses to a country like Liberia? Now, I listened to you keenly when you spoke of the issue of preparedness, that we're not prepared, and you spoke of the other aspect that has to do with people not being trained, the framework and everything that needs to be put in place and all of that. But what sort of threat? I want you to tell us about the potential threat, the potential danger associated with all of these ills that you've spoken about when it comes to this whole disaster management, specifically with the issue that has to do with fire outbreaks in our country.
So in one simple word, I would like to say is the political will. And we can take it for the long haul on this platform. The political way, and what do I mean by
Do you think the political way is a threat?
Yeah, it's a precipitating factors to what move or to where we're going to. You know what I'm saying?
But what are we going to? Where are we headed?
We are not even making any effort to respond to fire. We are really down there. You know what I'm saying? So to be able to elevate the strategy, you can have a very good plan. You can have a very good platform. And I'm not disrespecting the government. I know about the disaster policy. I read it sufficiently. One of the key indicators of the disaster management plan is early warning system, capacity building, and coordination. In fact, those are three that I have seen. So to be able to talk about threat, you have to also look at where we are today. I give you one question. You are a journalist. When last did you see a functioning fire equipment? I'm not talking about the big one, like say small detector that is so cheap. Go to the very renowned building, leave out the government structure, go to the business center, go to the University of Liberia, go to Cottington University, because I taught in Cottington University graduate school when I was in Liberia. I was looking for fire extinguishers. I couldn't find it. I don't know and I'm not trying to be disrespectful to Cottington people, but that's my observation. And so if fire disaster strike in Cottington when there was on the second floor and teaching during Dr. Wiwitan, where escape route. So the threat here, you cannot just try to optimize the threat. You got to know where we are. Today, I'm telling you, besides the overall disaster we're not prepared. We have the paper, but we also were talking about, we don't have money. But here's a man walking to my office when I was in Liberia and he came to do inspection. And the only thing you're asking me is for me to get him. My papa just give me small thing. I need to go. You'll get all the equipment. So I asked him questions. I said, we'll get all the equipment. He said, so, okay, get it.
Do we risk more loss of lives in the case where some of these issues are not addressed?
Yeah, definitely. I just telling you the rudimentary we raise. If you don't have SRO in a building, if there's a fire, what do you expect? Nelson, that is just common sense. If right now, if there's a fire disaster in the FANA ministry, and you don't have an exit route, people don't. Let me say this: people don't even know the exit route in those buildings. They've never been taught because they have not been able to have mock drill. There's no rehearsal. Besides that, there's no skills, there's no education, there's no knowledge.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Let's hold you there and do a quick roundtable with the questions so we can try to wrap up on this. Moba, you want to go first?
So let me go so I can go to work.
Okay, Miss Kura. Let's
yeah, Mr. Wowo, I welcome. I've been knowing you for the past 20, 22 years, if I stand to be corrected. I've worked with you for a while. I want to ask you, in planning for the fire prevention to save lives, I want us to look at the building, people personal homes. What do we do? Because most of the time we see fire occurring in family homes. What do we do to prevent it when you talk about the planning, the exit strategy, when you talk about the mob, the training and all of that capacity building? What do we do with the infrastructure, looking at our roads and all of that? What do we do to prevent fire in the community?
So one of the things we have to do as people in the community is to get the skills and the knowledge. That's the very first thing the government and partners supposed to ensure. And thank God that the Red Cross has volunteers all over the place. They should be establishing disaster response team in every community. Everyone in the household should be educated how to prevent fire, how to close, how to shut the door, how to leave the house. Everybody should be educated. That's the first thing. The second thing is the government is charged to enforce the disaster policy. What that means, and I want to say this because many of our brothers and sisters say, but we get money to buy it. Yeah, you don't have money to buy, but it's something that should be enforced. Everybody should at least have, should be able to get something, some fire response. I'm not talking about the extinguisher, but get a little small detector in your house, and get a first aid kit.
Detector as in what? When you say detector as in what? Someone listening to you now may be asking. No. Yeah, I mean, we're not just on the online here. We are across on radio as well. Someone listening to you now, hearing you.
I will explain that. I will explain that. In most of the homes in America and other places, have a little gadgets that can activate by itself when there is an assumed fire to occur. It will alarm. Okay. The pump, and it's not expensive, brother. But she asked a question. Saying we're in Africa, we're in Liberia, maybe it'll be expensive. But what we need to do is we need to educate our people. Knowledge.
Okay, Francis, you have one. You showing it to us?
Right there. Right there.
That's not working. That thing not working.
Nancy, let me just take my last question.
Thank you, Mr.
Yeah, Mr. Wall. Look at the way we build our homes for fear of.
This girl, we're doing one question.
Oh, for you, okay.
Yeah.
Can you just give me that one for bonus? Then go.
Yeah, go.
Do you have any advice to the public work ministry when it comes to the way people build their homes with a lot of steel all over, like a prison compound, and looking at what's happening with the fire events that are ongoing in our country? Is there any advice that we can put into place? Is there any way we should start building our homes now?
So that is security. I don't want to tell anybody don't do what, because that's security issue. But what I try, even if you put iron bar around the house, there should be an area that everybody in the house to know that this is an exit room when fire strike. Everyone should know.
Okay.
Everyone should know when there's a fire extinguishers where to go. So the issue is all about education and knowledge.
And thank you. Thank you. Good night.
Okay, so nice let's hear you, Moba. You want to go?
Thank you. Yeah, only one question. Mr. Wowo, thank you. Thank you for the knowledge given to our people. I just want to know, within your own understanding, how many fire stations you think, right, can, let's say, Maserati alone, and that will go to the interior part, let's say our county. How many fire stations you think we need to serve our people? So that if even, for example, because we have one on Asmon Street, right? So a fire occurred maybe around Bonneville area or maybe all the way around the airport area. Look at the distance. How many miles right there? You're talking about almost close to 20 some miles, right? How many fire stations you think?
Did I bring Fred Drabble? Anyway, go
Yeah.
ahead.
Yeah.
Hey, oh my
No, disregard, just disregard. Yeah. Go ahead.
How many fire stations you think we need to serve our people when it comes to the safety department of incident management?
So mobile, me with a research background, it would be very hard for me to let you know how many fire stations because it's based on capacity and the population. And you're quite right. Let's take for example, Ghana's the chicken soup factory. When there's a fire disaster in there, before we can get a fire truck leaving, as much to get there, the traffic alone, right? You can't even get there. So we need to map out the system. It's not just haphazard. I don't want to advise the government say put one fire station here. We got to understand where it's needed the most. We got to place it in strategic area that will respond responsively. For instance, if we have fire station in Banga for Nima, Banga, and Nima, Bon County, and Magibi, we have fire station. Then we have sub station in the county. They would have responded aggressively, in time when the fire strike into the town. So we got to place it as strategic area, not just to have the system all over the place.
Thank you very much. Amy, you want to go?
Yeah, Nelson. I don't really want to ask my question before maybe that guy's watching, maybe spying, so we get an answer by tomorrow. Maybe that's why he didn't come inside.
But with all that, we still put you to the fire. Lead that one.
I just wanted to something, but I just want to ask Mr. The way we build, our people build houses, some of our people with mud and zinc and this and that. You think it would be instead of having a education, you think it would be okay, or would it be? I don't know. I'm trying to put the question. Is it something for fire, for smoke alarm? In any way, would it be able to have it in there?
Yeah, you see, I live in Monrovia, right? I can't go to Fiamma say or break all your stuff down. I can't go down to where and say you're living in mud house. In the very first place, that's how, and I thought saying Jefferson Koji was a very young man, he would have revised the city code and make very good impact. We need people to restructure our city codes and make sure that we have very important areas. I would like for the political capital to move out of Monrovia and move somewhere else and leave that as a commercial area. But as it is, yes, what is actually necessary, as I said, is the education and the knowledge. You can put all the equipment down there. Once the people are not educated,
right?
And we can use local dialect, jinkos, and then educate our people. Our people know that fire harms. When fire strike, it's not only lives that are destroyed. It reshaped the economy of the country. You know the kind of money they spend. Joseph Waka carry over 50,000 to Total. That money was intended for a different reason. But you know why he spent it? Because we were not prepared. So when you're not prepared, then you haphazardly respond. And when you haphazardly respond, you don't get a result. Right now, I can tell JMB what you did, it was just sympathy. It has not. Let's look up. Let me ask you one question, my dear sister. Do you know how many children got orphaned by that fire? One parent, two parent. I follow it on a daily basis. Right now,
you remind me, my dear.
Psychologically, those children, can they get back to school in time? Yes. Have they received psychosocial support? No. So it's not all about, how we do it there, peripheral. It got to be holistic. It got to be
Thank you. Thank you, sir. Mr. Bay, you want to come in?
Yeah. Mr. Kabagu, good afternoon, sir.
Good evening, wherever you are. Here to me is about 9 o'clock in the night, but I know you're here.
All right. So, I understand and agree with all your points, but for system and structure-wise in our country, Liberia, so it would be very, very, very difficult. I agree with you. Even us that live from here, from Europe, Asia, going back home, to build homes. We do have those areas, but take for example, in terms of even the electricity or water, when fire outbreak pick up right now, you don't even have the water system running. That's number one. Two of it, back our homes there in Liberia are all zinc shacks. So when it's not a while, catch up on the one, the next one is on it. So I mean, it just, I don't even know how to determine, but it's just the timing that Liberia have to graduate for a big stage. Without those scenarios in places, it will still be hard. I care you train the people, you don't have the facility there, you train the people, I don't think it'll be of any use.
Okay. But let me say this to you. Why did we go to school? To learn, right?
Correct.
You don't invest that you get a big job, right? But what you do first is to get education, get skill. That's all.
Correct.
I get you. We don't have water. We don't have what we don't have. When I live in Nairobi, there's a building called Nyayo House. They have a big television screen for the entire city. The entire city. You sit in there, you know what's happening in West Point. My suggest, we must start from somewhere. I mean, your thinking is the problem is too big. My brother, I know you are in some era of conflict resolution. Oh, you want the problem to be small, that's the only time we solve it. It's a bigger problem within. So we need to set the stage. I'm coming in.
I think for the fire stations, it should be built in every county. Now, three, now Bon Lofa Nima have one in Bon County because Bon County is the central point of the three region right there. No. Have one in Nimba and have substation in the entire 182 district of Nima County. That's what I'm trying to talk about. Like that, when something happens, you will start to run before you get to the base. You already the substation already make a way there already to you.
But yeah, Prince, you got right. But again, that's what I say. It's a holistic planning. You can plan fire. You can plan it apart from war. You can plan fire apart from training. You need people to be trained. I mean, so to be able to get it in the county, the district, put it in central location. That should be the starting point.
Okay, that's another thing.
Alfred, on mute. You mute, Alfred.
Yeah, Mr. Wu, I want to say thank you so much for joining this conversation tonight. This is very fascinating. But my concern is directed to the issue of zoning. You know, when you talk about fire, it just clicked my mind to the issue of zoning. In our country, the zoning policy is poorly managed and is poorly implemented. My question to you is, given the fact that most of our people don't even understand it, you talk about the training in terms of fire prevention, you talk about, you know, the different equipment that are needed in houses, you talk about, you know, safety and ensuring that we can have Monday drill and educating our people about fire. My question to you is, do you think the issue of zoning, you know, in the way we build our houses, because say for example West Point now, if our house was on fire in West Point, there's no way for the car to even reach there. If you have a fire in Buze Quarter, for example, right, that is just next to the executive marshal, there will be no way for the car to even go in there to be able to deal with the crisis that is unfolding. You know, so what would be your advice to our public safety officers in Liberia, especially with the Ministry of Public Works? What would be your advice, since in fact you are talking about, you know, taking this whole
is he with us?
Agency? Oh, he left. Yeah, I think we lost him.
Okay, too bad we lost him.
He backstage, eh?
No, he's not backstage. We lost him.
Private room with him.
And this is important. It's very important we talk about this.
Yeah, but maybe he'll be listening in the back, so I can just complete my question, or I should wait. Maybe he can come back.
No, we're wrapping up now. So just do your closing.
Oh my God. Well,
what structure you talking about? I think you know, we just go back and
you know,
forth.
Nelson.
Okay. So he's coming back. He's coming back.
Okay, I ain't come by minute there.
Yeah, he's coming back.
Because my brother Chala will ask a question.
Well, yeah, because
I think you know, we just go back and
you know,
forth.
Nelson.
Okay. So he's coming back. He's coming back. Sir, can you reduce the volume of your gadget you're listening to? I'm getting feedback. I'm hearing myself, and it is terrible. Terrible. Is it a TV you have on?
Yeah, I'll shut it down. It's okay.
Yeah, Mr. O, thank you so much for coming back. You know, I was asking the question about, you know, the kind of challenges our country has in terms of fire prevention. And over the years, there has been, you know, poor management in terms of the zoning. People build houses anyway, anyhow, anywhere. Even in fact, right now as I speak to you, there are houses built on the alleys. And as a result, people just building anyhow, no implementation of the law, nobody being, you know, responsible and accountable for where to build and how to build, you know. So what would be your advice to the government, since in fact you are proposing that this whole fire service should be under the executive mansion where the president himself has to be involved? What do you have to say to the public work people about zoning?
So
thank you, sir.
We don't have time in our favor. Fire issue and disaster issue cannot be discussed in bit and pieces. As I said, it requires comprehensive approach. Everyone has to be on board. The city, but you just said it. It's not that we don't have the zoning law. It is not that we don't have policy, but we don't have the willpower to institute, to execute the policy. And again, let me let you know, there are some people, your brother relatives, they are leaving from here, going to Liberia and building their house the same way Liberia building it. They're building on alleys. Go and check in Monrovia, downtown. People buying area from here and they know that it's on the seaway. They're putting their houses there. So the government need to stand firm and say, look, hereafter, we must ensure that policies are respected. When we mishap rules, then we suffer it. Right now, the flooding in Monrovia, you think that because what the flooding, see all the swamp. Look at the God made swamp, so all of the debris and the water waste can go there. But if you build a whole swamp land behind Matadi, what do you expect when there's rain in Monrovia? It will be flooded. But who cares? When our mothers and our sisters go and sell things on the street, they take their debt and they put it in the sewage line. Who is taking care? Who is implementing the laws? It's not that we don't have zoning law. Public well knows how many people they're finding, how many people going to jail for that. People need to go to jail for violating the rules.
And you're right on this, and maybe this is something we should take up another time. That'll be another discussion for another day, because we have a situation in Liberia where you see lots of construction works going on. I remember about 4 years ago, 4 or 5 years there, about at the time Mabutu Vlad Yimpan was still alive. I interviewed him on I think a safety show or something like that. Then he was talking about the zoning department that was open at the time at the Ministry of Public Works. And the director of the zoning department at the time, it was a female. I don't remember her name, but yeah, she was talking a lot of nice things during that interview about how the Ministry of Public Works was about to embark on making sure that people are not constructing waterway, the alleyway, all those different kinds of stuff. But from that time, moving up to now, there's absolutely no difference with respect to what we saw before that zoning department and what we were seeing even after the zoning department. You will see a project going on. Maybe I always make mention of a project around the Oro Junction, around the JR gas station or whatever they used to have there. There was some construction work going on right on the waterway, right in the drainage. Public Works put a stop sign, a stop notice. In no time, that work even escalated.
I remember.
The whole thing, it went at a faster pace as compared to, the time when the notice was not there. As we speak, the property is there. All right, and this is not just for that project. It's all across Monrovia, and so this is another discussion that we could have time in and time out, and this is something that we could make up time for to adequately exhaust everything surrounding. Yeah, but
so Nelson, you see the SKD junction on the right. They were building a house there, and EPA put a stop sign. I just want to and you know when they put a stop sign, the next thing I saw, they double the house. The next thing I went begin, I came back, they triple the house. The whole place covered. So it's not about we don't have policy. This is why JNB got to be very strong for his feet. We have law, but they are chefs. They are on the book, but they are not being held to. So we can come here, we talk the Sparta story for the longest. If our people in government don't, activate that willpower, Liberia will continue to digress.
Mr. Cindy, you want to go in?
No, Francis.
Oh, okay, Francis.
Yeah, Francis, I thought Francis and Cindy.
You are muted.
We hear you.
Can you unmute?
Unless somebody calling, so the moment somebody call it, what happened?
Sandy, please go ahead, sir.
We can stay here. That's Cindy, go ahead.
Francis, you have to log out and try logging in again. Yeah.
All right. Well, good evening, Mr. Wowo. Good evening from my end.
Cindy, I'm happy to have you, man.
Yes, sir. I do not have a question for you. I want to just agree with you, but I want to talk about the lack of priority in the country. I think one of the things that have contributed to the increase in our fire outbreak is the lack of priority from our leaders. I want to let you know, you may know this, there is a company in Liberia called Mine Washman. Nelson, you may know them, Mine Washman. They are a disaster rapid response organization or company. Well-organized, well-built network system that will alert the fire department, the police station of any major outbreak or anything as such, like fire, crime, and they work well. But you know their frustration, I talked with some of them, and their frustration comes from our leaders. There is no fire truck. Sometimes when they themselves as an organization have to sponsor the government, like the fire department, they have to give them scratch car. They have to fuel their fire truck for them to do their work. And sometimes, in most cases, when they get call from the community and say, "Oh, we have fire," they can't even reach the fire stations. They can't even reach the police. So the lack of priorities from our leaders is causing us the problem. And I want to agree with you when you said JMB coming in must prioritize. Let us put our focus on where it needs to be, because fire will not stop. In fact, it's going to intensify. Our people use gas in the home to cook. Our people use gas to light their generators. Our people use candle to steady. Electrical wiring are missed.
Can you guys mute?
Electrical wirings are problem in the country everywhere. We have talked about zoning. So all of that, compounding with the lack of education, unfortunately, we will continue to intensify the issue that we are talking about. But hopefully the government coming in can prioritize bringing fire trucks, educating our people. In other countries, they have volunteer. You can agree with me. Community dwellers volunteer to be firemen and firewomen or to join the fire service. Educate them, give them the right resources so that they themselves can serve their community. Well, I want to thank you for your expertise. I think I agree. I agree with a lot of things you said. Like you said, we can talk here, intellectualize this conversation. But until we can get seriousness from our leaders, unfortunately, they will continue to be an issues in Liberia.
Right.
Thank you. Thank you. Maggie and then Francis.
Hi, I think I have a simple question.
Maggie, I don't know, for some reason your
my
audio
voice. It's not my audio.
What is your voice?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Go ahead, Bishop.
You You were praying so hard, maybe. You have some warfare prayer that you were carrying on.
I have a question for the future. Mr. What's the name again?
I can't hear.
Sir, you can hear me? Okay.
With your audio, Maggie.
Maggie, are you okay?
She got to take it from
Can you
Bluetooth.
hear me now?
Yes, it's much better.
Okay. Sorry, maybe there's old stuff. Okay, I have a question. Do you think moving forward?
But why you brought the old stuff on the show? Why you had to bring
It's
the
a
old stuff
new
on the
thing.
show,
It's a
Maggie?
new thing. I just say, oh,
No, but you said the old stuff.
Get me ask my question. Man, you have to take people off.
Guys, Mikey is not being fair to us. On a serious note, but anyway, go ahead.
Moving forward, do you think incoming homes owner should work with public safety team before building, especially you talk about having access routes doing for the fire. Do you think we need to work with safety planning committees and sharing our horse D, not D, but horse plan with them before building?
I'm not hearing the speaker at all, to be honest.
What happened?
Can you,
Maggie, just take your time, and talk so he can hear you, because
no, I don't even hear the sound from. I only see your mouth shaking.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
But you can hear everybody, right?
Yeah, I hear everybody, but I don't hear her at all.
Are you hearing me now? Can you guys hear me?
We hearing you, but I don't know why you say he hearing you. So
Mikey, I think it's much better. Go ahead. Maybe we'll repeat the question.
Okay, then yeah.
Okay, maybe I can relate.
I hear you now. Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. So I was asking, do you
I hearing her now?
No, it's not okay, sir.
Because you're listening to your gadget.
Yeah.
You have another device problem.
Okay.
Can you reduce the volume of the device you have on?
It's not okay, sir.
Because you're listening to your gadget.
I think that's what he's using to hear her now.
So what you do, that mute him, right? Yeah.
Sir, can you reduce the volume of the gadget you're using to monitor? Are you okay now? Can you hear me?
Can you hear me now?
Maggie, you okay?
Okay. My question. I said, do you think moving forward, most of the homes are being built for a long time. Can you hear me now?
Maggie, just so Nancy will relate to him.
My question. I think I need, because do you think horse owners should work with public safety team with their horse plan when building homes to help prevent the lack of exit route that you were talking about? That's what I wanted to find out. For the future, most homes have been built for a long time. They don't have like smoke detector that you spoke about. But I think it can be achieved. Can we homes owner work with safety team, and we can see that the fire disaster team come down?
Thank you. Okay, so I want us to do it this way. Francis, can you also come in with a question? Did he answer the questions, the both questions?
No, let me get my question.
For me, I don't have a question. It's just
okay, so I want us to do it this way. Francis, can you also come in with okay, sir, can you now reduce the volume of your TV? Can you hear me? Can you hear me, sir?
You can just shake your head.
No, I don't think he's hearing us.
Okay, so
I think you're using two gadgets, so I think it's keep giving problem.
Are you hearing me?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, good.
Can you hear me?
I don't know what's going on.
All right, nothing. Can you hear me now, sir?
Maybe he got a call. He got a call, probably. That's why.
Okay, but guys, we're out of time, and
Yeah, maybe you need a law and law
and
back
we seriously need to wrap up on this.
Yeah, I'm the last. Let me just do my closing. We'll go. Everybody going already. I mean, the whole thing is just
go ahead.
our infrastructure system is the enemy to fire prevention, because most countries, a lot of countries, move their political capital to a less populated county and start over. Moreover, need to be scrapped and just move to maybe Bicano, some port city, and put a new capital there, because first of all, no roads. You can get all the truck you want. No roads to get into the corner there. And you talk about, I see Maggie is saying about, but that's the public way, maybe less miles and plane or whatever. You just need to get an architectural plan. If you got an architect to do your plan, they will do the plan and they will map out the alleyways that you don't build on it. But if you don't have fire hydrants in every little corner from one street to the next, that's the issue we have with the fire at the transportation ministry. What a new truck, a private truck had to come and bring water to refill the fire truck. But if there's fire hydrant, the fire truck will just refill right there from the fire hydrant and continue fighting the fire.
I mean, no water running in the city back.
That's what, bro, that's what I'm saying. Our infrastructure is our enemy to progress in our country, and our leaders, they don't have any constructive jealousy. They travel around the world. They see all these developed countries. They see everything that goes safety. They don't care for it. Once they come, they line out their pocket. They go, they build their houses, they build a reservoir and all this stuff. They don't care about what happened to the ordinary people. They don't have no sense to say, let me leave a legacy. Let me come in and say, oh, it was this minister that enforced the rule for how people should build their houses. It was this minister that came in, the lawmaker that passed this bill for every house, for it to be a law for every house to have fires and extinguisher and smoke detector. They don't care. They just don't care about legacy. That's a shame.
Thank you. So let's bring Raymond in. And then we will come to Mr. Aurora to close. Raymond, you are live on the show. You have 1 minute to make your input because we are wrapping up now. It's good to have you on, sir.
And can you put me to the back and bring Mickey on?
What, guys?
Trying to come on.
Hello, am I on now?
You're on now.
Oh, can I speak now?
Yes, sir. You are on.
Okay, so guys, I want to commend the past 2 days. The show has been very interesting, and I like all the talking points and even the contribution of the guest panelists, especially tonight. His expertise and his knowledge is so commendable. But let me throw in my 2 cents, especially regarding public works. The zoning laws we have today actually are key. We need to do a lot of a change in the zoning laws. And a lot of places that are playing in Liberia, those are slum communities. Public works are not involved with approving those places. Sometimes the chief executive will allow people to squat in those places in the name of international laws for habitat, where the poor have a right to live, even though they don't have the economic power to build a decent structure. So those are called mischief structures. And those mischief structures don't meet approval from the Ministry of Public Works, including West Point, including Soniwen, including where the Matali area that was mentioned today. All those places slow.
Raymond?
Issues of fire outbreak in our country is highly attributed to poor construction materials, including wirings, those Chinese wirings, and even appliances. Some of those things that Lebanese boys are selling on our markets. They don't meet no safety standard. There are no evaluation. Nobody inspect those things, no laboratory to ensure their safety ordinances. However, that's what we have. But there are a lot that can be done to safeguard, like Mr. Wawa attributed to. But this is a deep conversation. I just want to chip in.
Okay.
Zoning, especially the issue with zoning. Do you believe that zoning have one pickup? How can they be effective? There are a lot of young people in zoning who want to do right.
So you mean the zoning department at the Ministry of Public Works has one pickup? But is that an excuse? Is that an excuse? Is that an excuse for underperformance in the first place?
Of course, you cannot work without the rightful tools and equipment.
How many pickups do you think that zoning department would need to even go around Monrovia and ensure that people who are constructing in the wrong places are prevented from doing that? How many pickups do you think that zoning department would need to do that?
So to be quite smart in handling these things, you have to work with all the municipality, right? So zoning have to liaise with them because zoning alone got to be a very big department to do that. So we don't have the manpower, we don't have the equipment to do that. So what zoning have to do is to have zoning officers with these people, but they have to be vigorous inspection.
Thank you.
Daily inspection, routine inspection, and you need equipment, and government has to be serious. And Mr. Wawa alluded to that today. Government has to be serious. The political will has to be there to ensure these safeguard measures are put in place. But thank you, guys.
Thank you, Raymond. Thank you.
A pleasant show.
Honestly, I don't agree with Raymond tonight. Raymond never to that Ministry of Public Works. Anyway, Mr. Weaver, you can just do your closing, sir. Just do your closing.
Thank you very much. I want to dispute what Raymond said. I think he contributed in a way. But again, as you're rightly saying, I mean, logistics, one car at the Ministry of Public Works is not an excuse. You know why? Because again, that's what we talk about the government. And again, I want to make it clear. I did not only say fire disaster should be placed under the Ministry of State for Press. I said the entire disaster commission should be a special project that when any disaster happens, fire, winds, sea erosion, the president must know right away a decision, because the death and property destruction will not wait for us. We can't be waiting for internal affairs, the minister, Salif, or whoever is in Bomi, having his farm town. The man is not here yet, and we're still waiting for logistics. But to just give you what I have said tonight is the government has to do more. JMP has to do more. And Nelson, I like when you're asking the question, the availability of one picker. That's just in Monrovia. But we have to decentralize the zoning law. Right now in my county, we have one new city that coming or West Zone City. The last time I checked, somebody sent me the picture. It's worse. That's a newer city.
Thank you, sir.
That's a newer city. So we need to not just put policy in place, but we must execute it. The government must stand firm and say, look, this is the law. The law is the law. It must stand. Once we cannot implement the laws, we will be here and we'll talk for the next generation to come. We will not achieve anything. The action must be there always. Thank you very much for inviting me, and I'm happy anytime I'm available to join you guys. If you
yes, sir,
you will see their cutting edge claim. I often make the that's my Facebook name, and I made it. But I'm happy to be here. Thank you so much, Nelson. Thank you guys for having me.
We appreciate you for being here tonight, sir.
Thank you.
Okay. It's a good thing. We want to say thanks to our guest tonight. We will hopefully expand on this conversation. We will have the fire service boss to come on as well.
Are you sure he's coming?
No, not tonight. We're gonna have.
Tomorrow.
Yeah. Tomorrow he's gonna come. But listen, this thing is serious. Our own brother on the show, Raymond, we talk or every day we hear talking about ills. The minute to that public works to that is that Raymond then started that whole zoning department to that public works there. It was there, but they revamped the department. I'm talking about something like five years. Mabudu Vlad Yimpan was around when they did that whole stuff. And I remember when we had that interview, and Raymond worked in the late minister Mabudu Vlad Yimpan's office. Is that Raymond started that whole thing there. And the guy has the bravery to tell us that the people have just a single pickup. Do you know how many police depots don't have a single motorbike? And at least for them, they have one pickup. Look, when things are not right, let us not sugarcoat it. the Ministry of Public Works, that whole zoning thing, they failed miserably. Just as the police have failed when it comes to ensuring public safety, and stuff like that. Just as the road safety secretary we have in Liberia have failed miserably. That's how most of these people have failed, and we should tell them in their faces that they failed. They failed.
No, Mr. Wu was just saying new communities, right? They're supposed to be picking up from there to do right by now. But they're still going the same old way. Is that Marshall territory?
Okay, yeah, Marshall. Yeah,
Yeah,
I know
yeah. I was just waiting on my time to talk about Marshall.
All new builds and stuff. There's no drainages, nothing. It's a mess.
Montserrat County has connected with Margibi County from that end.
Right.
All right. Now going towards Kakata, gradually in the coming years, maybe like 10 years or maybe less than 10 years from now, Montserrado will connect with Kakata in no time.
Yeah.
All right. There are new communities opening in Browville, in the Mount Barkley area. Mount Barkley is a whole big city now all by itself. Years back, I remember when we said, "Oh, I live in Johnsonville." People say, "Oh, where Johnsonville?" But Johnsonville is a city now. You go to Findale, as far as Carisburg has connected to the rest of the places. What is the drainage system? What is the zoning law? What sort of zoning plan do they even have in place to all of those areas? Nothing. People just construct everywhere, and everybody's doing their own thing.
Nothing.
Our own brother Raymond can tell about one pickle story. Raymond, no.
That's why I like going to
Yeah, I'll come to you, Princess. I'll come to you, Princess. That pickup story, Raymond. That pickup story is no, Raymond. No. Police don't get motorbike. At least
they can't be
they were flying.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
what would it take for that one pickup? That one pickup can tour the entire Montserrat and 3 times a day. 3 times a day.
That's it, right? What Raymond is trying to say.
You use it during emergency time.
What Raymond is saying is this. There's something called here we call it the township or the municipality, right?
Yeah, so the municipal government, yeah.
They responsible for inspection. Like for me, sometimes I do flipping houses, I buy rundown houses, I fix it and I sell it. But before you do that, right, I have to go to the township and pull permit for plumbing, for electrical, for the HVAC, the air conditioner and stuff.
For everything.
So when I get the permit and I get my contractors to come and lay the new plumbing, the new pipes for the plumbing, I gotta call the township. They'll come and look at our work, and they approve that plumbing before I have to get right. So for each city, right? Like how Sincor is a city supposed to have its own township. Monrovia have its own township. Bartown, Bushel have their own township. That's the only way. That thing is not expensive. The people can buy 80,000. It's just one building. Get
decentralization
in those buildings.
Everything.
Professional. That's job creation. Get in those buildings and then be very familiar with that city. They put familiar with the city and they know how the electrical work is supposed to be. The houses already built. How much distance from the street.
I think we get all
those. How come you know where the drainage systems will be and where the water will be? But none of that stuff happening. I saw them putting water pipe to Jonathan Bag Road area there behind LU, right? So I was looking at the people. I said, when you put a water pipe here, it's good for the houses that are right next to the road. But the people that built behind them, between LU and behind the people in the front, how would they tap into that water? Because everybody not built in front of everybody. So it's not working. That's why we need zoning.
I think they have that department, but it's not effective.
Listen, you are laughing at Raymond. Your city mayor is wearing Gucci.
Your city mayor say,
the reason why the only we're talking that is job. If it's just to pick up garbage, that's the mayor job. Not all these things. That's the job.
Okay, thank you.
But what the man can do, the man can put a group of people behind him, militarize.
Okay, thank you. Sandy, please go ahead, sir. Sandy, let's hear you.
Raymond is telling you why he and his team were not effective. They only had one pickup truck for the entire republic.
Yeah.
Yet, no, don't shake your head now. Our city mayor is the Gucci king. Our president wears the best shoe, drive 50,000 car, have the best condominiums around town. This is priority, Nelson. That's what we're talking about. So Raymond is right. If you're not empowering the people to do the work will not be done.
No.
That's what
I think that's what Raymond was talking about. Yeah, you're right, Sandy. He wasn't bagging anything.
Yeah, okay. So I think maybe because we have to go out, now want us to drag this thing. But
that's something you know about Raymond, you want to say, yeah?
No, not about, if other people from other places coming to like indirectly back these things is a different thing. But we own this, we hear, and these are things we're talking about every day. All right, Sandy, you get one shoe. The other children and I get shoe at all. They walking, they barefooted. You get one shoe. Then you completely say that because you get one shoe, you're not going to school. So what the people that don't get shoe to wear to go to school, what they will say?
Oh, I'm going to school, but I can't reach as far as Buchanan. I'm going.
The man was still rather had that. Smith no tape.
That's what we're talking about.
The man was stuff with Smith no tape.
Well, we want to say thank you to everyone. We want to say
thank you. Going to the line today?
No, we're not going to the lines today.
Okay.
I'll go tomorrow.
Yeah. We want to say thank you to everyone.
The people have to have their input too now.
But Nelson, you say you are going to talk about the election all the weekend. Why be? We're not talking about it. You want to talk about my position?
You that's about having a meeting by yourself.
We will handle that tomorrow. I want for Raymond to be here. We're talking about it. Raymond and Josh, the two leaders are elected.
The person they want for Josh to be there. The poor making Josh and I have been there. Take your position. I come here and play laughing. I say, hey, Josh, Molly, for your problem. Oh, Josh, your problem.
Guys, we want to say thank you, man. Thanks to everyone for being here tonight. We look forward to having a great show tomorrow. And yeah.
My man, they beat Chelsea today. Nelson, Chelsea fan. You all the things they get behind, they can beat them. What happened, my man?
My man, right now our team's struggling. Don't worry, we'll come back.
Okay, very good.
And I way behind what you can be on.
The me man are bringing the thing that he can take off first. It's settles the matter. But again, man, it's been a great show. We look forward to being here tomorrow again. I see a lot of people want to call in. They want to make their input, but yeah. We have to go, man.
Nothing got love, but you can't make it.
You can't make it.
I can make it. I got love. I can make it. Yeah, so we hope we can be here tomorrow and start earlier. We end the late night show sooner today, right? It's 18 minutes.
Yeah, because you're December. Yeah.
No, Maggie.
If Satan and be getting off early, then maybe it'll be a good thing.
And then thanks to everyone. So guys, we'll be here tomorrow.
Why you like me? Because I tell you post say you're December there.
No.
Why you cutting
Mikey, stop that. You don't want to create a situation
that you know, yeah. All right,
good morning for your end, my brother. We'll see tomorrow.
Alfred Conway Senior. Did you see my address? I sent it to you. I didn't see
Where did you send it?
You seriously didn't see it?
Oh no, I didn't see it.
Show you? Everybody can be showing text messages these days, right?
Oh no, if you maybe I didn't check my phone.
That's what I'm saying.
Everybody calling their income.
Maybe I'll busy already. Usually, sorry if I didn't respond to this.
I was saying the message you can put on the screen.
No, I'm not saying you're not saying the truth. Maybe
you want to share your address. Okay, no, share your address.
I said I'm going to find you. I'm not disputing that, but anyway, better than never.
Sorry, I'll keep the proof.
What happened? Send it down go. Send it when he coming back. I beg you, man.
You want to talk nothing. You told a man all too early.
Yeah, you got love.
Nothing in love, but you just can't make it.
Yeah, man. So see ya, guys.
Bye.
Okay. So, folks, that's how I would like to join on the curtains on this edition of the Late Night Show. We'll be here tomorrow with another edition of the program. Until then, have a good night. I'm Nelson Colette, and thanks to all of you who have been watching via YouTube, Facebook, and all the different platforms. It will come your way again. Remo is coming up with is it a Remo? Let's do that tomorrow. Have a good night, and thanks to everyone.
Yes, sir.